To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Rise of Legion India League of Legends tournament powered by Intel. I'll be one of your casters today. My name is Apollonia and with me is Anthracite.
Hi guys, welcome to the first semi-finals of this tournament. It has been a very nail-biting tournament, very unexpected things happening. We saw one of the favorite teams of this tournament being knocked out last time, and now we know what to expect. Anything can happen, and especially when when there are two teams which are so close to each other. I mean, STR and GateKeepers, it's very difficult to pick up a favorite from them. STR definitely has been together for a bit longer than GateKeepers, but the synergy, I was listening to GateKeepers columns last time, and they're just amazing friends, and the synergy between them is just amazing. So it's really hard for me to pick up a favorite coming in for this semi-finals. We see the bans coming in. We see Xinjiao, and we see a Cho'Gath being banned on the side of StormRaiders, and we see an Akali and a Morgana being banned on the side of GateKeepers. What are your thoughts on it?
Alright, so StormRaiders is on the blue side and GateKeepers is on the red side. These look like target bans to me. You know, the Katarina ban is definitely targeted to GateKeepers. Katarina bot, Grandmaster player, actually the one with the highest elo out of all the players right now that you are watching. The Semial probably to stop Copy. Copy has been exceptionally good at jungling this tournament. Like, he's been showing a lot of dominance. He's helping his laners. Copy is one, you know, that they should not disrespect, and they should definitely watch out for what he's going to pull out for GateKeepers. You know, he was a big tool for GateKeepers throughout this entire tournament, you know, to win and everything. Copy, I like Copy a lot. And looking at the side of StormRaiders, you know, you get the Blitzcrank, Akali, Morgana ban, Rusty Panda, I believe he is the support. Amazing control. He's everywhere, always warding, always catching. Rusty Panda is also a force to be reckoned with from the side of StormRaiders. And we see the Kai'Sa first pick, you know. Kai'Sa can be for jungle because we know General Kenobi, he's always jungling with unorthodox picks like Kai'Sa and Talia. You know, we kind of see them, but not as much. But the Kai'Sa could be going to him, or it's, you know, still a really good first pick.
Like you said, Rusty Panda is one of the highest Blitzcranks on the server. I think he's the rank 1 Blitzcrank right now on the whole of SEA server. Katrina bot, like you said, one trick Katrina who built Morellonomicon, fucking noob. But yeah, I mean, it's understandable where the bans are coming from. We see the picks. Kai'Sa is being a flex pick for StormRaiders. They can either decide to give it to their AD carry Crixus, or they can just decide to give it to General Kenobi. I mean, Dragoon is notorious for playing his Kai'Sa jungle, and he's really good with that also. Definitely Nautilus being taken away from Rusty Panda. Rusty plays a very mean Nautilus, so they couldn't have let him be on that Naut. It's J4 also taken away because of very stable jungler. Copy plays a very decent J4. So we see a Galio being picked up on the side, a Galio and a Thresh being picked up on the side of StormRaiders. So definitely Galio is a champ Tommy has played so long. He's played Galio for so much, and he knows most matchups on Galio, so he's really good with it. Thresh, definitely again a champ which Rusty Panda can play pretty well. He's really good on champs that can poke. So it'll be really interesting to see if Kai'Sa Threshes the bot lane, because it's definitely a very strong bot lane, and we see a Veigar pick up already.
Right, yes, exactly. You know, it's a very quick pick, the Veigar, but that is to counter the Galio. I think Veigar is good because, you know, he scales really well through the game. He'd only get stronger, and it just doesn't stop there like Nasus, like the AP version of Nasus. So I like this Kai'Sa, Thresh, Galio. Kaisa could be the AD carry. They're probably just going to leave that open for a bit. And we do see some technical difficulties coming in. Not to worry, we'll be back very, very shortly.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
I've asked them to do the same bands as
So hello everybody, and now we are back with the game. I'm not sure if anyone else is seeing that glitch. I think I'm seeing the glitch, where we can see the champions picked on both sides, but that is fine. So they're coming in again with the same bands. It's going to be the same picks. Due to the technical difficulty, I think one member just disconnected. So, we're getting back from where we left off. And the first three picks coming from the side of the Storm Raiders, we have Kaiser, Thresh, and Galio. So I really do like, Galio in the mid lane. He offers a lot of global pressure. But Storm Raiders definitely, they need to make sure that their other picks also has damage. Because if you're too tanky, from what we've seen from all the other games, if you're too tanky and not enough damage, you end up losing. Because the fights tend to drag on, and the tanks aren't able to do enough damage. So Kaisa is great for putting in a lot of that damage. Thresh is good for engaging, because we wouldn't expect Galio to be engaging, So far it looks really good. I hope that their mid lane and their top lane I hope that their AD carry or maybe a jungler and their top laner pick something that's really heavy on damage. If it's AD carry, that's good. Another AD carry. So that means they got to make that Kaisa jungle work. So what do you feel about GateKeepers so far? Their 3 picks in their team comp.
Okay, so just looking at both team comps for now, Galio versus Vega is going to be a very interesting mid lane, honestly. Galio is a champ which deals well against AP champs early game, but Vega can definitely sort of give him a lot of poke. And the cage sort of helps Vega because you can't eat through the cage, you will be stunned if you are playing a Galio. So, but at the same time, Galio is very strong against mages, so he can just fight it out with Veigar, and early gank could mean early kill on Veigar because he is also a very immobile champ. We do see the Elise being banned out on the side of GateKeepers. They definitely don't want General Kenobi anywhere near their Elise. Irelia being banned out, so Dead Corporal Rock is known for his Irelia. He plays a very mean Irelia. At the same time, Tommy also plays a pretty decent Irelia. So banning out Irelia makes a lot of sense in case they want to flex with that Galio. On the other side, we see Darius being banned out because why not? Venom can't be let on that Darius. He's good with that. Rise being banned out again because last game we saw what Katrina bot can do with the Rise in case they play a funny bot lane. So or the top decides to pick up Rise. We see a Mundo picked up. Mundo last time Venom played Mundo, he was pure.
Yes, I remember that very, very clearly. Yeah, Venom on that Mundo, it was disgusting. He just wouldn't die. So that's a great pick coming up from them. It's a very reliable tank, you see. So what I was talking about earlier about a team comp being too tanky, Mundo offers a great amount of damage. So I see him a tank as a tank with damage. He's not like a Maokai. Maokai just has no damage at all. Even Poppy, if you don't build that Triforce and make her like a semi-tank, then, she's going to struggle a little bit more like as compared to Mundo. Mundo just dishes out so much sustain, he lives for so long and has that damage. Jarvan 4, I also hope that Jarvan will not be taking on a very tanky build. I would like to see some damage in there. And we see an Echo. So it is... Wow, there's no AD carry? There's no conventional AD carry on the side of GateKeepers.
I just predicted. I just told you they can play a very they can play a very notorious bot lane. I mean, playing a Vega Nautilus bot lane is very annoying. The amount of stun CC they offer is just too much, and Vega can just
Right.
comfortably farm bot minions. So uh, I was sort of predicted that with the Vega pickup. Uh, Katrina bot has been playing a lot of Echo recently, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays that Echo mid. Last time he played Echo mid against Seven Sins, he actually did a very good job on it. Other side was again the very unexpected Kaisa first pick and General Kenobi taking it into the jungle. Dragoon is notorious for playing that Kaisa jungle. He sort of plays that champ very well in the jungle, so I don't have really complaints when he sort of picks that Kaisa jungle. Crixus is known to play late game hyper carries. He's very adept at them. So giving him a Vayne with a Thresh definitely can be very scary. Top is very interesting because it's Mundo versus Camille. Now, Camille sort of deals 2 damage, so it's really good. And looking at both team comps, I mean, what do you think win conditions coming in specifically for?
Wow. You know, Storm Raiders, they have a very, very nice team composition as well. I like the fact that they're running double AD. Galio is that bit of AP damage. You know, if he does bit of ROA, it's good. Then I think that the balance of the AP damage is over there. Kaisa as well, you know, she's a mix, so that's good. I in terms of the AD and AP, you know, the how they spread it out, the terms of tankiness and everything, I like it on the side of Storm Raiders. I really like it because the double AD comp is extremely strong and it can be used as a tool to completely shred Mundo, shred Nautilus, shred Javan 4. And if they do play that very well, you know, it can be over for gatekeepers. So we got to see how this goes along. Thresh and Camille, you know, their source of pick. Storm Raiders can be very aggressive. You know, watching their style of play, we know that Rusty Panda is aggressive. Dick Corporal also can be aggressive. And Kaisa, General Kenobi, he is the epitome of aggression. Sometimes, you know, a bit too aggressive, but I like that they built it around their style of playing. So I'm really excited for Storm Raiders and their team composition. Right now, I feel that it depends heavily on the early game because gatekeepers need some time to scale. They've got scaling champions. Mundo takes some time to scale. Vega definitely, and so does Echo. So Jarvan is basically the only one that has that early game dominance. So I like to see how they play that out. Other than that, this is extremely spicy. I feel it. I feel the spice in this.
Well, that's very true. But at the same time, Storm Raiders will have to take a sort of backstab on it. Early game, Vayne and Thresh will be struggling against Veigar and Nautilus. Uh, the thing with Veigar and Nautilus is if a Thresh does land a hook, it's not always very advisable for him to go inside because he will go in, but his exit path is a bit blocked. You have the Veigar cage, you have Nautilus CC. Those two just bring out a lot of CC to punish. So the bot lane has to play carefully against that comp coming in. Veigar and Nautilus definitely very annoying. J4 on top of it, if he decides to focus the bot lane, they might go a bit behind. What's interesting and the lane I would be looking towards most is the top lane. VXE Venom and Dead Copperrock both are very good top laners, but Camille versus Mundo matchup without ignite in the top lane would mean that Corporal needs to make that executioner calling early on. Otherwise, Camille won't be able to burst down Mundo. But with an execution calling, it's a pretty close matchup because Camille does deal that notorious true damage, and Mundo will have chunks of HP just taken away from him if they can land a perfect gang. Now we're officially going in game, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the page, the Lenovo India YouTube page on which the game is going on right now, to follow more progress for the tournaments and some of the best streamers in India. And if you want to know more progress on the tournament, and if you want to check the further brackets, log on to Lenovo, log on to legion.lenovo.com, and going in game, looking at their masteries and runes. It's very interesting to see both Mundo and Camille running a Conqueror. Mundo, I've seen a lot of Mundos also run fleet footwork. So, what's the real difference you feel between a Mundo with a Conqueror and a Mundo with a fleet foot?
Well, Mundo with that, hmm. I think that Conqueror, he just wants to be able to have more sustained fights, you know. I think as opposed to Fleet Footwork, where it requires a lot of chase, looking at his team composition, there's Java, Nautilus, and Vega. Echo as well. There's a lot of CC for their Mundo. I don't think he will have a problem with catching up to them as long as he hits the cleavers. So that Conquerors is definitely is going to offer a lot more sustain in the fights when he does get in there. As for Storm Raiders, well, I don't feel anything is off on Storm Raiders, except I really like the Infernal Galio skin. I'm not gonna lie, you know, skins give me life. So, very excited to see this game start. And now we are in. Woo!
So this is something we haven't spoken about yet. This is the first time in this tournament we are seeing a triple teleport being run by a team. The side of Gatekeepers is running a triple teleport. Both the solo lanes have a teleport, and Potato also has a teleport on Veigar. The customary pause time, the good luck charm has already begun. Uh, let's see how long are we waiting in this. And the pause is done, so we most definitely go into it very immediately. Uh, Level 1, do you think we see funny business coming in?
Okay, so this is the hype, you know. We see everybody running to their battle stations. You know, you got to guard the entrances of your jungle because if the enemy team drops a ward inside, that could potentially mess up your whole jungler's pathing. You get missed opportunities. We know that in 5v5, it's a lot harder to gank because the communication amongst the teams are way stronger. So yes, on the topic of which Anthracite was speaking about, the triple teleport on the side of Gatekeepers. I like that, and it's definitely going to spoil some of the plans that Storm Raiders will have because that Galio he can roam. But all these teleports they're gonna help. If Galio goes to the top lane for a gank, he's gotta be careful because Potato Monster and Katarina bot they can be there as well. I think it will be safer, a better option for Tommy to gank most of the bottom lane. So at least he's ganking one of the lanes, you know, where the Vega has that extra teleport. So that's gonna be fine. Hopefully, you know, they time the teleports well. It's gonna be a really hectic game, I feel. You know, I think both teams are gonna fight for the map control. It looks like everyone's picks are based on like mostly map control. You got the picks and everything from STR, and then you have all the CC coming in from the side of Gatekeepers.
It's very interesting to see both junglers have started red, so that means J4 will look to prioritize that bot lane. They do want to make life difficult for Princess. They can't let him or afford to have him farm on that champion because at one point it gets so annoying. Last time we saw SK on that Vayne, almost became a nuisance for them, almost cost them the game if it was not for the Rise quick play coming in. And blows being traded up mid, both will take chunks of HP from one another. So, do you expect early aggression coming in?
Well, we do see Copy trying to sneak a gank in the mid lane, but he's not successful. You know, Storm Raiders managed to drop one ward in the red buff, so they have identified that Javan is starting from the red side. And it looks like there's an invade going on in the bottom
Ooh,
side.
there's an invade going on.
Wow, so this blue buff is just going to go free to General Kenobi. So this is what I was talking about, you know, the early wards, they help you scout out. It helps the jungler so much. Copy is going to suffer right now because General Kenobi is just basically going to have 3 buffs right off the bat. That's going to help him so much, especially with the Kai'Sa jungle. He's just going to scale even better. Gatekeepers cannot let this Kai'Sa scale or else it's going to be pretty much GG for them in the mid game. They gotta scale because Gatekeepers, they have to scale.
And if you look at the positioning in the lanes, it is pretty beautiful. Dead Corporal top had the lane pushed into the Mundo. So even if J4 did decide to almost instantly rotate and go towards Kai'Sa blue buff, it wouldn't have been a free blue buff for him. He might have paid for his life because it was easier for Dead Corp to rotate than the Mundo to help him. And a taunt landing on Katrina about mid. Tommy dealing a lot of damage. Will he pick that up? 1v1 and Tommy picks up again 1v1 against a Grandmaster mid laner. Copy will come in, will pick up the revenge kill. But that was a beautiful play coming in from Tommy with that early kill on.
Wow, that was great. First blood for Tommy, and thankfully, Copy came to pick up that kill. But wow, GG. So that's a 1-for-1. Goal difference is not that big. That's a great start. 3+ minutes and we got the first blood. So looking at the top side of the river, I think two junglers are about to come in contact. What is going to happen here? We see General Kenobi just poking Copy and he is going to dip out of there real quick. We see Tommy coming in, but sadly nothing is going to happen.
It's very interesting the way these teams are playing. I mean, knowing the reputation of both STR and uh, Gatekeepers, they both are very cutthroat teams. They both are blood-heavy teams. So when they're playing each other, you will see aggressive gameplay. There'll be sort of fights. It's like the European meta coming in, where they want to fight. Uh, they want the team fight, they want the individual fights deciding the game. So it's definitely more of a bloodbath and more interesting games to watch. You want a spectator sport, this is the real spectators.
Yes, and I do hope to see a copy on Javan 4 gank mostly the bot lane, because I feel that there's enough CC to get some kills going, to get that Vega rolling, and also to get Nautilus the much needed goal for him to start making himself known around the map, because the support can also roam and all of that. As for the side of Storm Raiders, I do want to see General Kenobi at the top lane. I hope that he can shut down that Mundo together with the Camille. They have a little bit of CC, but sufficient damage to take down Mundo pre-6. Are they going to be able to do that? We have no clue. We see both junglers now at the bottom side of the map. Something spicy is going to happen in the mid and bot lane. All teleports are still up for the side of Gatekeepers. Tommy's teleport is now down. Only Dead Corporal has it. So I think right now, Gatekeepers probably has a little bit of the upper hand in terms of like coming together, and we see everybody is going on to the dragon. Is the dragon going to go down? That is the first Ocean Drake to the side of Gatekeepers.
So very interesting gameplay coming in. Gatekeepers, knowing their positioning, knowing they had the advantage of taking the dragon and going in and taking it. That's what advantage you have when you have a Vega Nautilus lane. You can just infinite push it, and that gives your jungler more scope. Meanwhile, Dead Corporal going in all ham on VXC Venom. He's tower diving. Tommy coming in from the side. Venom will land a kill on Dead Corporal, and they won't get a kill in return. Tommy is in a lot of danger. Katrina bot with a teleport lands the stun, and they're just not respecting the amount of heal Mundo receives. You can't do that to a Mundo if none of you have an ignite. It's not possible, guys. Get it in your head. That was a really, really bad turret dive coming in from the side of.
I think what made that even worse as well was that Galio came in a bit too late. I felt that he came in way too late. Like, it was like a split of 1 second. His ultimate just, didn't quite activate. I felt that could have been a lot better if, they just waited for Galio, and, that could have been planned better, I feel. But now we got 2 kills we have 3 kills altogether for the side of Gatekeepers. Goal difference is pretty much similar. Looking at the CS, Storm Raiders proving to show that they do CS better. But is that going to be able to help them right now? I don't think so. We still see Copy in the mid lane. It looks like he wants to go in for the gank on Tommy.
Ooh, they jump on Tommy. Tommy's trying to turn it around, but the numbers games are against him. There's another teleport coming in. Dead Corporal comes in from behind. Tommy has survived at a sliver of HP. Dead Corporal gets him on Copy. But there is also Katrina bot dropping very low. Flash coming in. Katrina bot will land a kill on Tommy, and General Kenobi will be able to pick it up. They are also able to turn things around. Finally have that ignite, and Rusty Panda will be able to secure that kill on VXC Venom. So after a lot of haphazard fighting, it's a 2-for-3 trade coming in the favor of Storm Raiders. So now it's a goal lead in favor of Storm Raiders. So they're holding pretty well, I must say. And looking at the comp, they are a late game comp, and Gatekeepers can't afford this.
Exactly, that is the pressure that we see from Storm Raiders. They have a really good early game. Gatekeepers, they're more from the mid to the late game. I like how everybody turned that around. You saw the teleports coming in. It was a 3-on-3. But at the end of the whole fight, we saw Rusty Panda. So that made it a 4-on-3. You see Rusty Panda's aggression as support, his ability to roam, that is something I respect so much coming from Rusty Panda. It was a good turnaround, this definitely got Storm Raiders ahead, and we see a
Ooh,
hook coming in.
Vanquisher going on Crixus. They will land a hook. Crixus will flash out of it to safety. So Crixus definitely stepping a bit over his bound. Dead Corporal and Venom trading blows. Venom is just so strong at this point. Dead Corporal really needs that executioner to be able to fight him. Meanwhile, mid, there was a sort of a gang, but well avoided by Tommy, and General Kenobi's presence also there. We see Thresh also rotating towards the mid lane, so because he knows the lane is gonna keep pushing into Crixus no matter what happens, he's sort of perfecting his focus. He's sort of focusing different lanes to get an early advantage, and that's a really smart play coming in from Jahid. Because bot lane, he knows there's nothing much he can do. There's no way they're going to be able to land a kill. This rotation is really nice coming in. What are your thoughts on game plan coming in from Storm Raiders? What should they do to ensure this game is still within the...
Storm Raiders got to work around the Galio whenever Galio does have an alternate.
Oh, there's a gang
wow.
going in bot. General Kenobi also coming in. Vanquisher will take a lot of damage. Rusty Panda with a brilliant
stopwatch
to stop the damage coming in from Veigar. So brilliantly played by both sides, and nobody will...
Wow, that was a brilliant stopwatch from Rusty Panda. Just as the ult was about to hit, he just clicks the Zonya. That's broken stopwatch. It's not even a Zonya, it's a broken stopwatch. Wow, I'm enjoying this game so much. Really great play. Potato Monster, he's having a hard time, but at least he's not dying in the bottom lane.
Ooh, meanwhile, Termi is making Copy struggle. A beautiful taunt will land, but Copy will be able to secure it. Katrina bot coming in, but so will Dead Corporal drop come in. They trade kill for kill, but now Dead Corporal is alone, and Katrina will be able to get a double kill on him. So Katrina bot definitely, with that 4 kills on Echo, is looking very, very scary. Thresh did rotate, but he wasn't able to come there in time to save, and that will cost him maybe a plate on the bot side of the
It did cost the Thresh his flash. He did try to flash and lantern. He tried to save Dead Corporal, but it was unfortunately unsuccessful. And Venom is using this Herald for his own personal gain. He's not gonna wait till the whole team groups up to use the Herald. He just got 3 plates. He got 3 free plates for himself, and now he's about to get a 4th. And is he gonna be able to get a 5th? No, he's gonna back off. That is a great amount of gold going to the side of Mundo. That is insane.
That's so worth it. I mean, Mundo getting so much gold early on definitely means he'll get more and more BP. He's even though he's a bit behind on CS, he's a level ahead than Dead Corporal Rock, and he has definitely more kills and assists. So the more beefy the Mundo gets, the more hard it is to kill him. Meanwhile, Storm Raiders are planning to sneak in a dragon. Beautiful play by Rusty Panda. He will push Potato back, and he'll be able to land a hook on Vanquisher, stopping them both from coming in. Katrina bot is coming in from behind. Rusty dodges the hook coming in, but he will take that Vanquisher ulti, and he will die. It's a 4v3 coming in. Termi is also there. A fight breaks down. General Kenobi dealing in some damage to Katrina, but he'll be able to walk out of it. Copy dealing a lot of damage to General Kenobi. He turns it around, gets a kill on him. Venom coming in. Crixus will be blown to pieces by the ulti from Veigar, and now all of them are collapsing on Termi. And this is the early game pressure I was talking about, and the beautiful rotations coming in from the side of the Gatekeepers. They will be able to push the bot turret as well if they decide to, because Dead Corporal is looking to push the top turret and get as many plays as possible. So is it a sort of race coming in? Who will be able to take it quicker? But I think Gatekeepers will be able to secure it before.
Whoa. That was amazing dominance shown by Gatekeepers. And we see another engage coming in, the cage is there. Is Thresh going to be able to run out? He pops his ulti, and no, they're just going to completely obliterate Thresh.
Oh, meanwhile, a fight breaking up bot. Dead Corporal dealing a lot of burst damage to the Echo, but now they will be able to secure the bot turret. Brilliant play coming in from Venom. He took that lead, sort of brought it down bot lane and transferred it to the bot side, putting them ahead as well. And he's so beefy right now. He's more than happy to stand there.
Considering how Copy lost one of his buffs in the early game and how he's able to have that composure and come back, it is really amazing. Vega did not die once in lane to a Thresh, someone as aggressive as Rusty Panda. It's brilliant. Vanquisher, he's doing a great job as well. Right now, I feel that Gatekeepers, their communication and their follow-ups is superb. You know, they didn't manage to get the air drake. StormRaiders successfully got it. But that's fine because they turned it around. They got the first tower. That's great goal for all of them. Right now, I hope to see that StormRaiders, they realize what is their capacity and that they slowly that they make space for Vayne and Kai'Sa, because they got to make sure that these two carries are safe. And hopefully Tommy can utilize himself to keep them alive.
Crixus is he definitely is struggling in the lane right now. He doesn't have a POTRG completed, but in front of a Veigar who has one slow item completed, he has that Hextech GLP completed. A fight breaking out at top side. Dead Corporal will call in General Kenobi, and with the red buff they will be able to take down the Mundo Potato. Coming in a bit late. Oh my god, what first damage! He's just able to obliterate that Kai'Sa out of nowhere. Wow, what
Insane.
a beautiful play coming in from Veigar. Meanwhile, Dead Corporal has to flash away from that stun coming in. He'll take a lot of damage. Rusty Panda coming in, he'll land that stun. Copy pulled out of his own ulti, will die, and Katrina bot able to get answer kill on Dead Corporal drop. Now he was dealing some damage to Rusty Panda. I think he's overstepped his boundaries. Tommy coming in will secure that kill, so that's definitely them getting a...
Whoa, it's almost like General Kenobi made an extremely good play with his ultimate, and then in comes the Vega just popping him like that. Unfortunate, that was a bit too cocky of the Echo, and Tommy just came in, smashed him for, was that 800 gold or 600 gold? 800 gold that I saw. Wow, that is just going to put Tommy back into the game. I mean, he has one item. Looking at the items, it's not very far. And also that the goal difference, it's not far. It's neck to neck for me, I would say, but Two Towers is on the side to Gatekeepers. Wow, I'm in shock because I didn't expect for these team fights to go like they're going in ways that I don't expect. I see the Kai'Sa using the ultimate to come in, and then you see the Vega just solo teleporting. He does not care who's with him, and he just goes in there and just beats them. He knows his potential. So it's a different meta because there's no AD carry from the side of Gatekeepers. That's why it's so entertaining to see how they catch up to their opponents. They don't have DPS damage except from Mundo, No, DPS is only Mundo. That's what I feel. So when you see how they rotate the burst damage between the Echo and Vega, it's eye-opening for me, I would say.
We see Copy building that Warriors, who is definitely not looking to go for a much tanky route. He's still trying to balance between the DPS and the tanky side, because he knows Vega late game is just burst damage, so he needs to stand there with Mundo and sort of be both tank and DPS sort of damage. Mundo definitely is getting very strong, very annoying. It will be very hard to deal with him late game. Looking at the state of the game right now, it's 1 to 2 turrets, and even though StormRaiders are very behind on kills, they're almost about 5 kills behind, but they're still pretty even on gold. Having said that, Gatekeepers will be able to secure that water drake. StormRaiders also, that means they have 2 ocean drakes that will definitely make sieging even more adept from the side of Gatekeepers and make things a little more difficult for StormRaiders. So, what are your thoughts on?
Oh, yeah. Looking at StormRaiders and Gatekeepers, thinking about the elo and everything, I feel that it's very equal. So that's why this game is very, neck to neck. At this point now, I feel that StormRaiders, they got to work on their communication. You can see their jungle is completely cleared out. In this game, you can see that both sides, they're taking whatever resources that they can do. Both teams are playing to their best ability. we don't see a lot of time stalling because it's only 18 minutes for what feels like 25 minutes. A lot of action has been happening. The Herald has gone down, the Dragons have gone down. In fact, the next Drake is an Air Drake, and I feel it's going to be really beneficial for Storm Raiders if they can get it, because that's going to help with their rotation and follow up a lot more. As for Gatekeepers, they should keep up what they're doing and make sure that, you know, they keep with that communication. Right now, with the Vega Potato Monster and Echo Katarina bot being this fat,
Katrina bot going
It's-
in. On
this
that
is an
couple will be
example.
dealing so much damage. Vanquisher coming in from behind will land another ulti on Dead Copper Rock. Get a kill. Tommy coming in with his ulti. Poppy has sort of DC'd in the middle of a fight. Oh my god, that was so
what?
unfortunate.
There's a pause in the middle of that?
Copy DC'd. It's extreme bad timing. Copy DC'd in the middle of a fight. So definitely Katrina bot has taken a lot of damage. He is running at very sliver health, and it's still a 3v2, but let's see if Venom and Vanquisher can just turn this fight around, because there are no other resources coming in from both.
Exactly, you know, we see the Echo. There's somebody that's really close to the Echo, and who is that? So we see that Dead Corporal is gone, the Vayne is at top. We see Tommy and Rusty Panda. So looking at this, I think Venom and Vanquisher, they're definitely gonna win this fight between Rusty Panda and Tommy. Unless, and you know, we see the Echo is running away. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to help him, but I think Kaisa is just right there, so Echo's going to go down. That's Kaisa, right behind the Echo. It does not look good for Storm Raiders, and it feels really awkward and strange that we are right in the middle of this. So let me just have a quick little plug-in for all you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Legion Gaming India's YouTube channel, which is this channel you're watching the broadcast from. It will give you all the updates, even for the next semifinals match later and for the finals tomorrow. And the finals is going to be great because it's a best of 5. We do see a reconnection from J4. It might start very soon, but do follow the tournament progress on legion.lenovo.com. So, Anthracite, you can see Echo is right by the Kaiser from where our screen is stuck. So Echo's going to go down and Kaiser's going to come in. So is Venom and Vanquisher actually going to win this? I don't think so. Does anyone have teleport? No, they don't. I think this is going to go to the side of Storm Raiders. It's going to go to the side of Storm
That's
Raiders.
that's what I'm thinking. Can Venom and they turn around? Because if we look, Rusty Panda has burned his flash already. Burned his ignite already. Termi doesn't have a Morello so fast, and at the same time, General Kenobi doesn't have the executioner calling this fast, but he might have his red buff. So I'm not really sure. Venom should be able to tank for a bit, should be able to be a nuisance for a bit, but we are still in pause time. I don't know what the technical problem is. The game has been unpaused, and we are going into the fight. Venom with that ignite burned in, beautiful flash coming in, he'll sort of divert the fight. Katrina bot did fall down, and everybody just walks off, so it was sort of anticlimactic. It was just a 1-for-1 trade coming in. Wow, I think we should just stop speculating about it.
Well, for whatever we tried to speculate, it didn't even happen. Nobody died. So, you know, it's great that it's like a 1-for-1. But I think did Echo actually give some shutdown goal? No, he did not. There was no shutdown goal on Echo. So that was just a 1-for-1. And we see heavy pings, big pings. And it looks like Storm Raiders is actually calling for this Baron. Does Gatekeepers know? We see Javan and Nautilus. There is a
Ooh, there's a
put down by
teleport
Vega.
coming in. They are going to go behind. Rusty Panda misses that hook on the Katrina bot teleporting, but he will be able to stop all of this happening. Now, they've taken damage. They have to back off, and this gives Gatekeepers the sort of leverage they need over Baron, because Storm Raiders need to reset right now. If they go to reset, Gatekeepers just might.
Wow. So, you know, that was very quick. The Vega, you do notice, right, that on the side of Gatekeepers, no one has taken a blue trinket. I think they're going to utilize the fact that they have wards. Now, this is a very small and I think underrated play by them. They're all actually keeping their wards because of the amount of teleports that they have. If everybody can put down a ward, it's going to be great. You know, if say Vega, or say for example, someone like J4, sorry, not J4, Vega is somewhere, he puts down that ward, Echo and Mundo can just come straight to his aid. So, and stopping that Baron because of that ward was really, really good. I like that. I like that team play coming out from Gatekeepers. As for STR, perfect. The way that they disengaged from that Baron, they knew that they couldn't take any more losses, or it will be GG for them. So I like the way that they all made that decision and backed out together as one.
Potato Monster definitely with a very alpha player going in, getting in that ward so that Potato Monster could teleport, so that Katrina bot could teleport. And Potato Monster playing very well this game with that Veigar, very unexpected pick. Also, I would like to point out, we've usually seen Dead Corporal sort of be a force to be reckoned with. Till these matches, he's always been ahead, he's always been the one carrying StormRaiders, but today you see him, he's a bit behind, and he's lacking. He's not lacking much gold with the Mundo, but he did die early on. So Dead Corporal, it is time for his redemption. Do you think he'll be able to turn the game around, looking at his farm?
Well, looking at Dead Corporal, right, it doesn't, every time when he's in a team fight, he is still doing something that of a more experienced player would do, the way he moves, his mechanics and everything. Even though that he's behind with 5 deaths as compared to a Mundo with 2 deaths, his CS score is still higher, it's still a few waves up. So that's the experience that we can see from Dead Corporal. It can also be that because Mundo is sticking a lot more in the team, he wasn't able to get CS, but Dead Corporal is picking up the scraps where he can. Right now I feel from both sides, I don't think anyone is playing particularly bad. I don't feel that way. Each person on both sides, they're playing to their best ability. This is a very, very close fight. This is the first game. I think this will ultimately set the pace for their mental. So I think that's why everyone is so careful, you know. Now we can see a lot of things are dragging out. 2 towers to both sides, nothing much is happening. There should be more towers going down. But I think everyone's just taking their time, you know. We see a skirmish now, a bit of an Aram moment here in the mid lane.
Gatekeepers do need to remember they don't have a conventional AD carry. So the later the game goes, the stronger the Vayne will become. They're sort of stalling the game in the mid lane, concentrating too much resources on the turret. But at this point, they should really be looking to make engages or looking to make a sort of a risky play so that they can actually get that Baron. Because the more you let that Vayne farm, the more you let Dead Corporal free farm in lanes without answering him, the bigger the trouble you're in. Because at this point, Dead Corporal is just free farming, and they have no reply to that. They will rotate towards the dragon. They will stop StormRaiders from taking in another Cloud Drake. So definitely they're winning the objective battles, but for how long they will.
If Gatekeepers plays it correct, they can actually force 5 in the mid lane. You know, make sure that the aggro that's being juggled is correct. With the amount of CC, they could pop anybody. That Vega finisher, there's a lot. But I feel that Gatekeepers are now suffering from a lack of experience in terms of macro.
Dead Corporal was... They
Beautiful
managed
tower.
to take in the turret and he returns so much damage on Katrina. Katrina will ulti back, coming in, deals a lot of damage. Dead Corporal does try to flash away but will be smited down. Meanwhile, General Kenobi caught there by VXC Venom. He will take some damage and they will trade blows a bit. General Kenobi trying to reverse the burst. Venom taking in a lot of damage. So, surprisingly, Venom is sort of weak. Meanwhile, Kenobi going in. Venom will have to pop his ulti and a flash. They're now trying to all deviate resources. Copy. Flash coming in from Katrina bot. I don't think it was necessary. And our team fight just breaks down. Tommy will taunt, will get a kill on Katrina bot. A lot of damage coming in, a shutdown coming in to Tommy. Meanwhile, Vanquisher also manages to get a kill on Trixis. Beautiful flash coming in from Rusty Panda. General Kenobi secures a kill behind. VXC will get the kill on Panda, and now they will get the kill on Kenobi as well. It's a sort of an extended ace coming in, and now are they trying to do the Baron?
Wow.
It's a bit confusing, but I think they will be starting the Baron and they will have dead.
This is the problem. They eliminated Echo, they eliminated Vega, the two fattest carries.
Oh, Dead Copper coming in. He will get the kill on Copy. But there is another ace, and he will be able to stop the Baron because there's no jungler to sort of carry on. Neither do they have enough damage. So a nice sort of a suicide coming in from Dead Corporal, but extends the game for them that much. Meanwhile, they should be able to take this mid turret. Oh, never mind. Grixis and Dusty Band.
Yeah, so looking back at that fight earlier, they took out both the carries, but there was still Mundo for them to deal with. You know, Storm Raiders, they gotta plan their fights a lot more. Why it was General Kenobi ulting in with the Galio coming in is beyond me. They should engage using Rusty Panda. Rusty Panda, he has to be in front, and Galio needs to watch his backline like Crixus and General Kenobi. So it's a bit, you know, it's kind of tough for them at this point because there's so much pressure coming in from the Mundo, Echo, and Vega. I don't know how this is going to turn out now, but there's still, you know, 21 kills to Gatekeepers, but because of how well Storm Raiders is CSing, the goal difference is not far. They also have one extra tower more than Gatekeepers, so it's still even. Any fight can go any way, like either way. The dragons that they both attained does not help them in team fights because one is out of combat healing, another is movement speed. So now we see the Baron is being done by Gatekeepers. Mundo is there, so is J4. Nautilus and Vega coming in for the backup. Nautilus is going to D-Ward. Termi is suspecting something is weird. The Baron is going on. We see a scrying off place. Here
Oh, we see a teleport coming in from Katrina bot. There is desperation play coming in. Tommy will go inside. There's another teleport coming in from the side of Gatekeepers. They've stopped the Baron, and now it's time for a team fight coming in. Tommy with an ulti coming in so close. Meanwhile, Dead Copper drop will just be forced down. Tommy gets the kill on Katrina bot. General Kenobi gets the kill on Potato Monster, and Storm Raiders are turning this fight around. Vanquisher will use that broken stopwatch, but will die to it. What we didn't notice is that Crixus was farming, and he did manage to get the 2 core items on Vayne. So suddenly the Vayne is dealing a lot of damage, and now things have started to get scary. They have actually let Storm Raiders farm.
this is exactly what I was talking about. The fact that the Thresh got that hook on and that he was in front, this actually allows Vayne to be in a safer place. Vayne is able to position herself and hit from the back. It was great that General Kenobi went in there and completely took out Potato Monster. Now the problem... Oh, a huge
Desperation attempt coming in from Poppy. He will be taunted and he will die. They did get the tier 2 turret as well, and they will be happy to walk out of it. So you can see desperation setting in for Gatekeepers, and it's them to blame because that 5-man stall in the mid is really costing them the game. They sort of lost focus in the mid game. They sort of let resources go mid, and they were still not able to take the mid turret. A fight breaking out. Rusty Panda lands a brilliant hook. And they will all collapse on Potato Monster. They know how valuable that is. They get another kill. Rusty Panda will miss his hook, but they're able to get another kill on Vanquisher. A lot of burst damage taken there by Crixus, but he will be safe. So another 4 for 0 trade with the Baron also falling down. Oh my god. Gatekeepers just threw this game. So
that was very puzzling as to why Mundo just stepped aside and just let his whole team die. But wow. You see, now they're understanding that it was the Thresh that has to engage, because if the Thresh does hit a hook, that split second time allows for the whole team to go in. The communication is going to work much better. We can see that the items on General Kenobi on Kai'Sa, it's insane now. He's packing a punch, and so is the Vayne. She's got the Guinsoo, she's got the Bulk, and that's basically what she needs to be able to put in a good amount of damage. We need Gatekeepers to definitely take a step back, get the levels, because now they are under leveled, and reassess the whole situation, because they spent too much time out of lanes working on their macro. If you're going to sacrifice lane CS for macro, you gotta make sure that you take towers down, because where are you going to get the money back? You're not going to get the money at all. So we see this dragon being secured, and it goes to the side of Storm Raiders. Ocean Drake, I don't think it's going to do much for them, but the next dragon coming up will be the Elder Dragon.
I mean, it was better than letting Gatekeepers have it. Mundo with 3 Ocean Drakes is very, very scary. He can just go out of combat, regenerate that HP that fast, just come back in really quick. It's like Garen with a Mundo ulti basically. So definitely they didn't need that Ocean Drake. Meanwhile, StormRaiders is showing better siege. They will be able to deal a lot of damage. They were able to stack 2 waves. So it's definitely going to be a little struggle from the side of Gatekeepers. They are holding well at this point, but Dead Corporal pushing mid lane will also sort of give them some breathing space. I don't know what General Kenobi is doing. He's sort of trying to flank where he should be sieging with them at this point. But Gatekeepers holding their own for pretty well right now. What should what do you think StormRaiders should do at this point to just close?
Right now for StormRaiders, they've got to wait for Thresh to hit the hook. They've got to use the poke. And we do see Rusty Panda landing the hooks. They got to utilize Rusty Panda right now. He is a great support. He will know when to go in and when not. They should trust his calls. So that's what I feel about them. And we see a huge engage happening. Dead Corporal against Katrina.
Dead Corporal and Katrina will trade blows, but Dead Corporal managing to secure that mid turret. We just saw what a Camille can do, because you can deal 2 damage to the turret. You can drop both stacks of Q on the turret, so chunking the turret pretty fast. And StormRaiders getting the bot inhibitor as well. So the sieging very, very well at this point. The Baron power play coming in very strong. Potato Monster. Oh, that's a brilliant hook landing by Rusty Panda. He will flash, but Katrina Bot will land the stun. It's sort of a picking easy kill landing on Rusty Panda. Shutdown coming in on General Kenobi. Dermy still survives. Katrina Bot taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, they are just pushing top lane. They've taken an inhibitor. They've taken an inhibitor turret, and I don't know what Gatekeepers is doing right now, because both of their towers are falling at this point. Oh my god, that was really brilliantly played, but Katrina Bot does manage to get a consolation kill and a shutdown.
Wow, that was a lot of action, you know. StormRaiders sent 2 of their members to push in from the top lane. They utilized the Baron buff, got that one in him. Termi was left alive. He did come in to try and help them fight, you know, with Vayne, Thresh. That was just, it didn't go very well for them, because I think Vayne still needs items. Like, she definitely needs a more at this point. She needs a more, and she needs a little bit of more sustain right there. I think a GA would work very well for her as well. The Guinsoo and the Bog and how she scales, she naturally will have damage. So that was actually a very good piece of strategy for STR, because they did get more gold from taking down towers. Right now they have a total of 9 towers, where Gatekeepers only have 2. So this is where macro goes wrong. So for StormRaiders, it was great that they were just pushing things out, picking up the scraps and stuff like that. Then they realized, okay, we got to use our support and engage. And now it's paying off really well for them. That prolonged fight in bot allowed Dead Corporal and General Kenobi to push in that far. So this is a win for them. Losing their members, it's not a loss. It's a clear win for them. For Gatekeepers, you know, they've got to be much quicker on their toes. Now they have 1 inhibitor to look after. Very likely Baron will spawn around the same time that inhibitor will spawn. But the Elder Dragon, I believe, will be coming up in 2 to 3 minutes. So they got to make sure that top is pushed out. And then they got to go and contest for the Elder Drake. Because if StormRaiders they do start the Elder Drake, Gatekeepers could take it.
We have 4 minutes on that Elder Drake, and we have 55 seconds on that Baron coming in. Sorry, we have 53 seconds on the Elder Drake and almost 53 seconds on the Baron coming in. So it's really, really close. Let's say how StormRaiders reacts to this, because they can't let Gatekeepers sort of take that Elder Drake for a Baron trade. They really do need to fight at this point. What do you think the strategy should be? How do you think Gatekeepers can turn this around? Meanwhile, they just let Dead Corporal come in and take the bot turret as well. He will be able to walk out of it with no harm done. Camille is very, very mobile, so they have to answer Dead Corporal regardless. I don't know what Dead Corporal. I don't know what Gatekeepers is doing right now. They started so well. But they're sort of letting StormRaiders have the better of them at this point. And Dead Corporal, meanwhile, collapsing on Katrina bot. They're both trading balls. Dead Corporal will have chunks of his HP taken away from him, and both of them will back out after trading a few blows. So I don't really know what's happening. It's going pretty well, and let's just see how this game pans out to be. They're extending, and Apple, what are your thoughts? How do you think Gatekeeper?
Right now, StormRaiders, you look at, oh my gosh, look at all of the wards that they have right there. Wow, StormRaiders has complete vision over the top side of Gatekeepers jungle. It is brilliant. You know, Baron is up now. Oh, unfortunately, the inhib is not responding yet. And we see a hook coming on Rusty Panda. Copy runs away. We see the follow-up with Kaisa. Oh wow, what is happening here? Kaisa with the stopwatch. They're fighting this. Crixus is going ham. And we see Tommy, is he going to get a taunt? No taunt, but he finishes off the Nautilus. Then Corporal is going to go down to Katarina bot. That is 1 kill for the side of Gatekeepers and 2 kills for the side of StormRaiders. This is not going to be good for them because it's going to be a 4v3 situation. There is an open inhibitor. We see General Kenobi running himself down. Potato Monster is going to try and stop this, but he's not going to be able to do anything. They do not have the front line that they need for this. Rusty Panda is absolutely going insane. And in comes...
Oh, Tommy with an
wow.
engage. Got a bleed shot coming in. Katrina bot will take some HP. Both pop their stopwatch, but Katrina bot is able to get a kill on the Thresh. Now they're trying to collapse with Tommy. Tommy gets a kill on Potato Monster, but he will die down as well. Crixus and General Kenobi just knocking on that turret, and now they're dealing damage to the Nexus, and that's game over. GG. Brilliant turnaround coming in from
such an exciting first match. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now guys, do stay tuned because this was match 1 of the best of 3, Gatekeepers versus StormRaiders. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel that you are watching the broadcast from, which is Legion Gaming India's YouTube channel. They also have regular content with some of the biggest names in gaming from around India. So we'll catch y'all in the next match. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see y'all. Bye.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hello, everybody. We are back with the second match. Welcome to the Rise of Legion India League of Legends tournament powered by Intel. So, I am one of your shoutcasters named Apollonia, and with me is Anthracite.
Hi guys, welcome to the second game. We saw STR take this game in the first half. They were behind initially. The Gatekeepers was playing very well, but they sort of got back into the game, were able to sort of turn the tides around and confirm the game in their favor. So we see bans coming in. We see the Ari and we see a Blitzcrank being banned out. Definitely, they're respecting they're respecting STR and they don't want those champs going through. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Shogat and Tristana being banned out. So again, respect bans coming in. Tristana, they don't want Tristana to come either mid or bot, so we can see we could expect a melee champ come in mid lane. Galio being banned out this time because Termi was a nuisance on Galio. They can't let him have his Galio, and Morgana being banned out because just high CC. So what are your thoughts on them?
You know, usually I always see Termi on squishier champs. I've never really seen him on something like Galio, which is more supportive for the team, you know, roaming, tanking, that kind of thing. Termi played a really good Galio. You know, he didn't have a very good early game, but he always knew when to come into fights. So that's a good job. And I see why Gatekeepers is going to ban Galio against STR. Looking at the Blitzcrank, of course, you got to ban Blitzcrank against Rusty Panda. Rusty Panda actually I felt that Rusty Panda in StormRaiders made the game easier for them. He had some really crucial hooks towards the end of the game. That was great for STR to come back and, you know, take the first game as a win under their belt. So looking here, we see a first pick Nautilus. You know, Nautilus is a safe pick. Great first pick. You know, you either first pick your AD, jungle, or support. And in this case, Gatekeepers took that Nautilus. The answer is a Thresh and Kaisa. Well, we also know that General Kenobi played a sick Kai'Sa jungle. Are they going to replicate that again? Not sure. We're about to see. So it's a Kai'Sa Thresh we see and a Sinjao. Right now, as STR, they didn't ban Sinjao. They banned Sinjao the last game, and I think Sinjao is a really good pick for Copy. You know, Copy has he shows that in the early game, even though he's behind, he still can make it. So that's really good for Copy. Caitlyn coming in with the Nautilus, very decent bot lane, is a very safe bot lane. Caitlyn is always going to be a safe farmer. We see a Lissandra come out, so now we don't know if the Kai'Sa is going to go back into the jungle or it's going to go to AD carry on the side of StormRaiders. So right now, the second ban phase, it's going to go towards wow. Actually, it's a blind pick Lissandra for into the mid lane for StormRaiders.
Lysandra did get a buff recently. Lysandra is very strong. A champ you can safely take to the mid lane. She has too much escape. She has ulti, which is basically like a Zhonya's Arglas. So she's a very safe champion. She's one of the champions you can safely blind pick mid and not die too much. So I like how they're going. Kai'Sa Thresh, they might be able to send it to the bot lane, or you never know. Can just Dragoon can just take it in the jungle. So it's a bit of a nuisance. This time we, however, see Potato Monster on that Caitlyn. Last time he did struggle a bit with that Caitlyn, so it'll be.
Yeah. He Potato Monster. The last game, you know, Gatekeepers, they didn't play a conventional comp. The comp was good, but I don't think they fully utilized it, and StormRaiders capitalized on their mistakes way too fast. So for Gatekeepers, now they're going back to the conventional way where you have a Caitlyn AD carry, because the last game it was a Vega AD carry. So now it's Caitlyn. The Nautilus pick still remains the same. So the second ban phase has just ended. You know, we see Elise and Jax. I think, yeah, for Gatekeepers, they don't want General Kenobi on the Elise and possibly Dead Corporal on the Jax. Dead Corporal was so behind as Camille, but you know, his CS was there, his rotations, they were all great. That he displayed experience as a top laner. Now looking at StormRaiders, they ban out the Darius and the Rise, you know, Rise so that it doesn't counter their Lissandra pick, I'm guessing, and Darius because they want to pick Mundo this time. So Dead Corporal will be on Mundo. We see StormRaiders picking one of Gatekeepers' pocket picks, which is the Mundo. So it's now on a different side. So let's see if Dick Corporal is actually going to play a much more sick Mundo than Venom.
I'm not entirely convinced that Mundo is going to go up top. Mundo is a very annoying jungler.
True.
Dragoon is notorious for playing Mundo jungle, so he can just take it in the jungle and call it a day. He can have a field day with that Mundo. He loves picking that Fleetwood walk and just running behind people with that Mundo. Meanwhile, we see a Garen being picked up from EXE1, and Garen did receive a buff which he should have. Garen is one of the strongest top laners right now. He's so annoying to deal with in lane. He won't die and he'll deal a lot of damage. So uh, the last pick comes in the form of Lee Sin. That means Dragoon is taking Lee Sin
Whoa.
into that jungle, and that's a top Mundo coming in from Dead Corporal Rock. So Mundo versus Garen is a pretty much stalemate lane. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out to be. Uh, Katrina bot playing that Syndra mid. Syndra is very annoying as a mid laner. But Lissandra is a champ which can deal with Syndra pretty well because you can just avoid the entire burst from Syndra's ulti with your own ulti. So it is really interesting to see how this game pans out to be. Looking at both the team comps, Apple, what are
I feel that for gatekeepers, in terms of CC, they don't lack it at all. I like that, they got a Sinchao pick and there's a Syndra mid. It's going to be so easy for them to camp that Lissandra if they can plan their skills correctly and, um, make sure that the skills come in the correct time because Lissandra does have a claw out, but you still can kill Lissandra pre-6 pretty easily. She does have a teleport, so she doesn't have anything like ignite or heal or barrier or any of that sort. She doesn't need it. But I would like to see Copy, focus on Termi in the mid lane. I would also like to see him go for them Mundo in a sense if he could. He would definitely, need to be level 3 at least, and Garen would have to be on his toes to make sure that that gank does happen. As for the side of Storm Raiders, Lee Sin, I always believe that Lee Sin can gank anywhere he likes. Lee Sin is that versatile with all of his mobility. So for Lee Sin, looking at the team comp, I hope to see some kills on the Nautilus, using the Lee Sin, Kai'Sa, and Thresh on the Nautilus and Caitlyn if they are lucky, if Potato Monster, makes a mistake in his positioning. Looking at both team comps, I feel that both are very well rounded. Both have a good amount of damage, also considering the new Garen buff. Syndra, also a very good mid laner, reliable. We're going to see Katarina bot on that Syndra, so that's going to be exciting. He played a very good mid lane. He is, I believe, the highest elo. It's going to be good. It's definitely going to be good. It looks very balanced on both sides in terms of the AD and AP ratios as well. Neither is too AP heavy or too AD heavy.
That's very true. It's going to be a very interesting game. Looking at the team comps, definitely both of them have huge fight potential. Both can fight, but at the same time, Mundo, if he decides, he can be a very annoying split pusher. That's also a side of Mundo a lot of people don't explore. He can just be an extremely annoying split pusher, and at the same time, you have a Garen. Garen, he's just so beefy right now. So Mundo versus Garen top lane. It's gonna be a painful lane to watch. I hope we do get to see some action. But it's two beefy characters just going against each other. However, I expect some action coming in from bot lane because you have a Caitlyn Nautilus versus a Kai'Sa Thresh. Both sort of kill lanes. So extreme 2v2 potential in that lane, and if a Lee Sin or a Xin Zhao can rotate well to that lane, definitely you can get up in skill. On the other hand, you have a Syndra and Lissandra mid lane. Lissandra can notoriously rotate pretty fast because of the claw. So definitely they need to watch out for Lissandra rotating. Tormi does play a mean Lissandra, and at the same time, I haven't seen Katrina bot on Syndra before, but Syndra is such a stable champion right now in the meta. You can farm safely, and when a Syndra bursts, the burst is just way too much to deal with. On paper, both squads look strong, but gatekeepers should, they really need to okay their mental and come back big in the game because they are in a deficit of one game. And with that, we just go into
Yes, we are going into the loading screen. Thank you everybody for joining. This is going to be the second match of the best of three. Gatekeepers unfortunately lost the first one. Storm Raiders did get the first game. Now this is the second one. If Storm Raiders wins it, they go on to the finals tomorrow. And if Gatekeepers wins this one, we will go into a third match. So thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel where you are watching the broadcast from. It is Legion Gaming India's YouTube channel. They have regular gaming content with some of the biggest names in gaming from around India. And the tournament progress is on legion.lenovo.com. So any good insight for us looking at all the keystones that now we are in the loading screen?
I like how now tanks are running are more of conquerors rather than grasp of the undying. You don't see the Garen pick up grasp. You don't see Dead Corporal pick up grasp. Both of them running with that conqueror. So definitely they're looking for more fighting. They don't want to be that beefy unit who just is a frontline but doesn't deal that much damage. Isn't that annoying to deal with. But Garen and Mundo definitely with the Conqueror is going to be very interesting to watch. Except that I see pretty standard stuff coming in. Caitlyn. So Apple, if I have to ask you, what lane should we be looking out for? What do you think?
Definitely, I want the Syndra to get the Syndra hit and then translate that and also get the Garen a hit. So I would like to see copy, at the top part of the map in the early game before the towers and everything. They do have two teleports. Both teams have two teleports. I want to see a four-man for the first tower at least because there's no excuse. You've got two teleports. They can make it happen. Um, Looking at the side of Storm Raiders, Lee Sin, he's everywhere. I'd like to see him get Crixus ahead and Rusty Panda. I feel that Dead Corporal can stand alone, and the counter ganks that Lee Sin should be able to do. I hope he takes that chance because Dragoon, General Kenobi, he is really good at counter ganking. I've noticed that from his game, so I do hope to see that. And now we are in the game. Wow. And we see everybody gonna run to their battle stations once and for all. We see the pings coming out. Right now, it's crucial for teams to drop their wards in the enemy's jungle if they can, because it will mess up the pathing. I would say that last game, Copy did get his buff stolen, one of his buffs stolen, but he still played a very decent early game. Now, it looks like the customary pause is here, and apparently Fury is still in loading screen. Which is Fury? You guys, you're very used to calling each other like the community name, so which one is Fury?
Fury's Crixus, that be the Kaisa. You see, she has no item. She's not even exit the base. So yeah, we will wait on it. I think he might have to restart his client, but it's a fixable problem. Yeah, he's going to restart his client. So level one, we do see a lot of aggression coming in from the side of Gatekeeper. So they might be able to steal a buff or two. They might be able to land a deep ward or two, or they might just be looking for a kill. Storm Raiders need to be a little careful against a comp which is sticking so much. And level one, they have a potential to get a kill because you have stun coming in the form of. You have a dredge line followed by Nautilus passive stun, followed by a knockup coming in from Zinja or a slow coming in from Zinja. Either ways, it's a very good start to do a level one sort of.
Yes, indeed. I 100% agree with you. Um, Looking at the status of how the team compositions are built around, coming from the early to the mid to the late, I do feel that early there is a little bit more dominance on the side of Storm Raiders solely because of that Lee Sin. I always feel that Xin Zhao has a good amount of damage early, but he needs that Triforce, that one Triforce, and then Xin Zhao becomes insane. So early, um, if Lee Sin invades as opposed to Xin Zhao invading, I think Lee Sin will actually have the upper hand. And knowing how Dragoon plays, I think it's actually a coin flip because sometimes he does things that we don't understand why. So it's either really brilliant or just like, wait, what just happened? So the I do feel that Storm Raiders does have the upper hand in the early game. As for looking at Gatekeepers, Caitlyn, I feel takes a while to scale. The moment she has that IE and then she has that attack speed, crit movement speed item, then she kind of packs a punch, as opposed to Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's just too strong early. So I'd like to see how they're going to
Honestly,
do this.
I feel they're honestly I feel they're both pretty even early on because Kai'Sa also depends for the Ikathian Rain to sort of evolve to deal the major percentage of damage, and Caitlyn also early on with the headshot and with the Q can deal a lot of damage. So it'll be very interesting. Definitely, it's a kill lane bot because you have two supports who can hook against each other, and that's a double invade. That's an invade coming in from the side of Storm Raiders, and they last time also they were able to steal early camp from Copy, and at this time also they know. I don't think Venom was able to catch them, uh, so they might just be able to sneak out this blue buff without Storm Raiders realizing without Gatekeepers realizing what's happening to them. So this is not really an ideal play coming in from the side of Gate.
Exactly, you know, we see Storm Raiders stealing the first buff right there. I don't think it's even warded. That is so bad for them. You know, this is going to be Copy losing another one of his first buffs. That's a beautiful skin that Tommy has over there. Wow, I really like it. It just caught my eye. I had to say it. But back on topic, you know, Syndra also, Katarina Bot did put a ward at the Wraiths. So they're going to have ideas on where each one is. Copy did take a very early sweeping lens instead of a trinket. So I do like that, you know. It's going to be unfortunate for him now that he's going to find out all the lanes that's still skirmishing. It's level 1, nothing much is going to happen. Which lane do you feel that if that lane happened to get really fed, it's over for the other team?
I mean, it's definitely the bot lane for both teams. You have a Caitlyn, you have a Kai'Sa, both can just deal out so much damage. Late game, Garen and Mundo sort of take the role of a tank, not really the damage you rely upon. So definitely bot lane is the lane we should be looking out for, seeing how they play against each other, how they are able to scale against each other. And an early gang coming in from Copy, he did have a buff, so he decides to gang, turn it around a lot. Tormi will not burn his flash, will deal a lot of take a lot of damage, but he will be able to move out of there thanks to his keystone and the tankiness that this under brings. Katrina bot landing another stun. Tormi not respecting the fact he should just back out at this point. Copy really. Oh my god, that's a General Kenobi coming in. Katrina bot with that flash. Not what Tormi will die to the first blood. He didn't respect it. He overstepped where he should have just exited.
Wow.
But it's a one.
I think that was the revenge because Katarina bot died first to Tommy, and now he's just like, no, not again. Now I'm gonna kill you.
Oh,
And
meanwhile, Venom and Dead Corporal trade blows, and Dead Corporal just managed to get the last hit and be able to flash out of it. So surviving at a sliver of HP. Ooh, I was thinking Garen versus Mundo was going to be a stalemate lane, but we just saw a solo kill coming in from that.
that was such a close fight, a very close fight indeed. You know, we cannot underestimate the Garen because once he gets whoa.
Meanwhile, General Kenobi again in the mid lane. Katrina bot doesn't have that stun, and he doesn't have the flash as well. General Kenobi punishing a lot to Catbot, dropping his HP, and Catbot will have to stay safe and eat the pot. Wow, there's too much aggression coming on early game. It's like almost I'm not letting my co-caster talk.
That's completely okay. I love it when the action like this happens. Dragoon right now, he is active as Lee Sin. Lee Sin is an early game champion. If you don't utilize him in the early to the mid game, he's just going to fall off in the late. So what General Kenobi is doing right now is completely and 100% what we should expect from him. We do see a closing in coming in the mid lane.
Ooh, Tommy coming in mid lane. General Kenobi will land his Q, and that's a kill again on Katrina bot. Meanwhile, bot lane Rusty will land a hook on Vanquisher, deal some damage, and Rusty and Crixus are taking a lot of poke at this point. That's a problem with the Caitlyn lane. Caitlyn can just poke you infinitely. Meanwhile, Vanquisher going real ham on Rusty Panda. Rusty will have to flash out of it, and he'll burn by Kai'Sa as well. I don't really think they needed that heal coming in from Crixus. The flash was more than enough. The heal was a bit of an overkill. A support without a flash, and AD Sari without a heal. Things are not looking good for Storm Raiders.
Wow, 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 wow. I feel that, sometimes the heals or these flashes pop out a bit slow, and I really think that sometimes it's something to do with the ping issue. But looks like Copy is going to get rooted by Termi
Ooh,
here.
Copy's gonna go ham on Termi. General Kirby comes in from behind. He will land his Q, but he decides not to follow up. Syndra will land the ball stun, and they will just happily.
Oh man, Copy's not having a great time right now. Well, he does get his levels. He's now level 5. A lot of things happening in the mid lane. I think Storm Raiders realize that Katarina bot is an extremely good player and they want to shut him out before he can do anything. And it's also within reason the fact that he's playing Syndra. If you make Syndra not have the ability to one-shot someone, like for her to take her time getting the items, allowing her to be weak from the early to mid, it's going to be a much easier game for Storm Raiders.
Ooh, there's a burst coming in from Katrina bot. Termi will be alive at a very sliver of HP. So,
Wow. You see, I feel like I can feel them just Katarina bot being so mad about all these gangs and he's just hitting Termi so hard. He's got a back. Termi still has TP. Not sure if Termi's gonna walk back. But Katarina bot definitely instilling a lot of dominance. He still has more CS than Termi. That is the experience we see coming from a Grandmaster. As for STR, they have the goal lead. It's a slight goal lead here in the early game. They are playing it a lot better. We see the whoa.
ooh, Copy coming in, but Dragoon does manage to secure that blue buff, and now they're turning things around with Copy. Copy will be more than happy to run away. So another buff taken from him. He's a level behind from Dragoon, and it's not a fun game for Copy's Ninja at all. He hasn't seen his own blue buff since the start of the game. They've been timing pretty well. They've been punishing him pretty well, and it's really frustrating as a jungler because they just don't have enough warding in the top side to secure their own.
Exactly how I feel. So, looking at the CS difference, we see Dead Corporal having the upper hand, and for the other lanes, it's GateKeepers, that has the upper hand. But I feel that Venom is going to suffer a little bit from this. He needs that attention from Xin Zhao. But Xin Zhao has been placing everything in the mid lane with very little bit of success. As for Lee Sin, he got 2 kills, 150 gold shutdown. Dragoon is sweeping the early game. He does see the Xin Zhao, wants to make an engage.
Dragoon sees Copy. He does make an engage. Xin Zhao will pop his ulti pretty fast. And Syndra coming in. Dragoon will just be burst down. He did not see that coming, like
Wow.
he just said. And he did not expect that to.
You see, just as I was praising him for the early game, he's kind of like a coin flip. I think sometimes, we make mistakes, and that was just a really bad mistake. Because giving that Syndra that shutdown goal as well, you've basically negated all of the help that you just gave your Lissandra early game. So now it's going to be even more even. It's going to be even more even. And we see a skirmish here happening at the top lane.
Oh, Vanquisher and Crixus. Vanquisher lands a red line on Crixus, and he will die. Potato will be able to secure that. Meanwhile, Poppy being caught, he was trying to sneak away that blue buff. But the side of STR was like, no, it's not happening. Dead Corporal, Venom with a fight of and Venom will secure that kill on that ultimate. Fights after fights everywhere. 4 on 4. And GateKeepers will finally the lead in the game.
Wow, did that Mundo actually have the villain buff on top? That was a lot of damage. That was a big amount of damage that Garen put on the Mundo. I think Garen would probably need to have something like a Thornmail. I don't think Executioners or a Morello, so obviously, right? So he needs some sort of a Thornmail to make the Mundo much more useless. It is good that it's percentage health, that the ulti that Garen has. So I do like this pickup from the side of Venom. He played the unorthodox Mundo. Now he's playing this Garen pick. We usually don't pick Garen because he lacks CC, but he does have the damage.
Well, if you've played TFT, you do know Morello Garen is just... I mean, who knows? You might be able to see it, but I highly doubt it. Meanwhile, blue buff being handed out to Lissandra. Termi was struggling early on with the CS, but now he's bang even. And top lane Venom still struggling with the CS a bit, but he's able to do it pretty well. He gets that execution is falling. I think when oh my god, there's a brilliant hook landing out to Copy. Rusty Panda and General Galobi will just be diving on Copy. General Lenovo burns a flash but gets a kill on in exchange. Meanwhile, fight breaking down between Dead Corporal and Venom. Dead Corporal does need to respect the fact. Oh, Crixus getting caught. It's a full fight breaking down bot lane. Vanquisher will take a lot of damage, will die. Potato Monster burns that heal, but Vanquisher won't be able to benefit from it, and that's a 2-for-0 trade in favor of
Right, and you know, now StormRaiders is having more of the early game lead as compared to Gatekeepers. I like this about them, you know. I think they just want a clean 2-0 sweep. They just want that. We can see in them. Dragoon still with the highest kill participation and everything. One mistake, don't hold it against him, right? So 150 gold shutdown now on the Lee Sin. He is making plays around the map, and that's great. As compared to the Kai'Sa pick earlier, you know, he had to wait for his time to scale. Now it's early and mid game for him.
There's a fight breaking up top lane. They're both trying to trade goals. Meanwhile, General Gnomi just bursts down. Copy will be caught again. Termi will deal a lot of damage. Crixus picks up that kill, and Termi will be happy to block the ultimate coming in from the side of Caitlyn. If we look at the top lane, I don't know what the Garen is building. I mean, I think Executioner still applies on spin, so he's good. But the Tiamat, I don't think a Garen needs a Tiamat. His E-spin should just be enough to clear up the way. What are your thoughts?
Well, maybe we're going to see something that's not in the meta, but it absolutely works. So I'm going to keep a lookout on Venom on the Garen. It seems like he does want to build some sort of damage and not complete tank. So that's a choice. And we're going to see through this game if that choice is going to work out. I'm actually personally very excited for it. He is catching up in CS as well. We still see dominance in CSing from Katarina, Bot, and Potato Monster. Overall, right now, I feel that the game is in good standing for both sides. You know, the goal difference is still very similar. I think both teams are aware. Copy getting his first buff. This is the third spawn, and he's getting his first blue buff of the game. Sadly, Syndra's not going to be able to get it. We see an invade coming at the top side of the map. Is that going to happen? We're not too sure. Looks like maybe a collapse on Lissandra. Not going to happen. And, wow. Now I'm just like gonna wait for what's gonna happen between both the teams. It's so unpredictable because every time I praise General Kenobi, he dies. So it's like I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and just gonna analyze based on, you know, what they're gonna do with their items and everything.
That's very true coming in. Meanwhile, Venom and Dead Corporal pretty even up top lane. Venom has managed to get back some CS. He is a level ahead now on Dead Corporal. And Katrina Ward on Syndra already has a Luden's Echo complete, so it's looking a bit scary. 3 kills Syndra, but he doesn't have that breathing space up mid to rotate as of now, as of yet. Copy for the first time in the whole game is able to secure both of his buffs. That'd be a relief feeling for him. And turret plating will fall soon, so we do see both junglers are on the bot side. We might see a fight breakdown.
One thing that I would like to point out is, we see an engage coming. Rusty Panda misses the play, but gets hooked by Vanquisher. Crixus coming in, and so is General Kenobi. They only managed to get a slither of health away from Vanquisher. We see the Termi coming in. He's going to be tanking the tower. Out Potato Monster. A whole fight breaks up, but Vanquisher unfortunately dies. We see Termi trying to survive, but he doesn't. Copy is trying to finish off Crixus, and he goes down. That was a 1-for-2 bet. Ooh, now it's a 3-for-1. Ouch, that's a big oof right there for StormRaiders.
That was really badly played from StormRaiders. They dived without knowing all positionings. The dive was pretty unnecessary, and it's costed them way too much. They could have played it slow. They didn't really need to dive so ham. But it definitely doesn't play in their favor. Blue team Copy also able to secure the Drake, so they are Gatekeepers sort of maintaining the lead they have found, and Syndra is so far ahead at this point. They really need to deal with her. Potato Monster also got 2 kills from that. He was able to complete one of his full items, and he's also has the Berserker Green. So things are looking a little scary for Storm.
Exactly. So you know the first dragon, the Air Drake, is going to go to the side of Gatekeepers. That's going to be really good for them in terms of rotation. I think my map is glitching and I can't see what the next dragon is going to be. So that's going to be fine. Don't worry. We'll see what the next one is when it spawns. Rift Herald is still very ready and available. We see wards from both teams chucked in there, making sure that they have the vision and it's not going to go from right under their nose. Venom has unfortunately DC'd. He's going to take some time to come back. You know, the pause is going to happen. We do have ping problems because we play on the Singapore and Malaysia server while we are in South Asia, like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Whew! That was a very happening 15 minutes.
The next dragon coming up will be a mountain drake, so definitely a dragon worth contesting. This is the first time we've seen the mountain drake come up today in both the games. So mountain drake, how important is mountain?
Well, according to some statistics that I do remember for Mountain Drake, if you do get one, you know, it does help a little bit by like it's still a long time. Like say for example you take about 15 minutes to get a tower, 15 seconds, sorry, to get a tower. It only helps you get the tower faster by like 1 or 2 seconds. But if you do get two mountain drakes back to back, it helps you take the tower faster in 8 seconds. That was the statistics that I saw. So two, for all dragons, when you get two stacked, it has a significant impact. So usually if one Infernal goes to the other team, don't worry, that's just a very small minor buff. But if it's like two Infernals, two Mountains, two Air Drakes, two Ocean Drakes, then you can see a big significant difference for that. Like I know that two Air Drakes gives you the stats of the speed almost as fast as Moby Boots. So say if you have Sorcerer's Boots and you got two Air Drakes, you're walking around as fast as Sorcerer's Boots with the speed of Moby Boots. So looking at the fact that another Mountain Drake is going to come out, it's still very, very important because it helps you get towers faster. So either team that does take this Mountain Drake is going to be great. I place Mountain Drake as the top of priorities compared then Infernal, Air Drake, and then Ocean. All of you guys watching, do let us know what you think. Also, do tell us who you are supporting. We the tournament progress is on legion.lenovo.com, and do subscribe to this YouTube channel because all broadcasts will be here. There will also be another best of 3 that will happen at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Yes, that will be White Shadows versus Deimos Force. It's also going to be a very close game, a really great game. The casters then will be different, so do stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a whole lot of action-packed fun for this evening today on this Saturday. Just going through really quickly on the items while the teams, you know, sort out their technical difficulties. I do like the fact that both the mid laners, you know, they do have their one completed item, except Syndra has the upper hand. So, you know, we can see that Syndra is a lot more powerful at this point. She's a lot more fed. For Caitlyn, she got the IE. For Kaisa, that what do you call it? Mana Mune? Is that how you pronounce it? Some people say Mana Mune. Yeah, that takes a while to scale as well. You need to have it to, turn into the Mura Mana. So for the supports, Moby Boots, wards, they've got their wards already. That's good. Top lane, I'm still iffy on both sides. You know, it's like Garen would lose a fight because he doesn't have his ultimate up. So we still got to see how Venom with this, you know, with these unorthodox items, how he's going to play that out and how Dick Corporal on the Mundo is going to fare. As for the junglers, pretty standard. Lee Sin is very much ahead and making plays across the map.
That's very true. I mean, Mundo and Garen both have that sort of heal reduction coming in. One has a Bramble Vest, the other has the Executioner's Calling. So it'll be a very even fight. Both fights will depend on the ultis of both people up top. The game is looking pretty even. Dragoon does respect the burst coming in from Syndra. He will make that hex tech. He'll make that hex drinker as the second item because he just doesn't want to deal with that ulti burst coming in from Syndra anymore. Meanwhile, Crixus has already started stacking his Mana Mune. He's going for that all 3 upgrades build. So he will go Mura Mana into a Gwynsu's Rage build into a Stinger, which lets you upgrade all 3 of your abilities. And it's definitely one of the most adept ways of playing Kaisa right now. Definitely has to wait till the late game to scale. It's not the early game Kaisa build where it can start dealing damage early on. But if the game goes late, it's looking a bit scary for the side of Gatekeepers. Late game stats, just pure late game stats. Who do you think is an up?
Okay, one thing that I'd like to point out. Oh, we are going back into the game, and this is perfect, everybody. So now the action is going to continue. One point that I would like to make about Lissandra is that her passive, Iceborne Subjugation, that's a really good passive because when somebody from the enemy team falls, it has that frozen thrall, that spirit coming out. So that spirit can deal damage from 300 base to higher. I think if Lissandra levels up, it's more or something like that. And it also scales with her AP. So if one member dies on the side of Gatekeepers and Lissandra is around to assist in that fight, and that enthrall comes, that frozen thrall comes out, that's a big advantage for StormRaiders, and that's something people underestimate about Lissandra as a pick. She's good at controlling. She has that gap closer. She has that stun. She got 2 stuns, in fact. She got slow, and then that passive. It's great. The Lissandra pick is really good for a team fight setup.
Now you can see Death Corporal just struggling a bit. He will be happy to farm underneath this turret. Pings being issued on the Herald. They are trying to take down the Rift Herald, but Copy knows they're coming, so he will let the Rift Herald just reset. And there's a beautiful rotation coming in from Rusty Panda. Rusty Panda, this is something I'm really liking about him. Vanquisher is not showing his presence felt that much in the whole map, but Rusty with that Moby Boots is making quick work of it. You just see him rotate to the mid lane whenever possible. You see him at bot lane also helping Crixus as much as he can. So definitely StormRaiders plays a lot around how Rusty rotates, and it's very
Yeah, we can see that Rusty Panda is most definitely the shot caller, you know. He has shown a great display of map control, engaging. He basically, you know, carried STR through the last few fights from the previous game from some amazing hooks on the carries. Now we see the blue buff going over to the side of Tummy, you know, from StormRaiders. Tummy's going to utilize this really well. You know, we do see the double Dorans that he is carrying. Lissandra does have mana problems, especially since the passive has been changed very significantly. And, you know, Xin Chao right now, Copy, he's not having a great time early game. I think this is a comfort pick for him. He's still doing relatively fine. His CS is still, he's still keeping up with his CS. But it's a struggle for him, most definitely. Looking at the wards and the control all across the map, StormRaiders, their wards are kind of dispersed. I feel that Gatekeepers has a really good amount of vision right now because they got to come back. It's very even. And oh, actually Gatekeepers is they're coming back in CS and all of that, you know. Wow. It's so even, it's still even. It's just like the previous game where Gatekeepers had the lead, but it was even. And now it feels like in terms of map dominance, it still feels that StormRaiders has more of a lead over Gatekeepers, but we'll see, you know, through this how are they going to play it out. The air Drake is for Gatekeepers, you know, it's right there. They're going to rotate much faster, get back to lane much faster. Overall, really good for them. The wards are watching their red buff. Overall, good. That's what I feel. I feel overall it's really, really good. I feel that the next few plans for both teams is to take down the first tower. Oh, and there it is. Just as I said it, the first tower goes down to Gatekeepers. Brilliant. Wow, this is what we need. This is what we need, more action. It's 19 minutes. Earlier it was 18 minutes and so many towers were down. Now it's 19 and only 1.
And we see they strategically let the bot lane turret gold solo being picked up by Potato. Potato definitely going ahead with 400 gold on that Caitlyn, and scary. Meanwhile, Dead Corporal, we seen this guy just relentlessly pushing. He can be a very annoying threat when it comes to split pushing. He does answer with that top turret as well. And right now the game is now they will both fight around the mountain pit, and that's an engage coming in. Rusty Panda and Vanquisher will trade up.
Wow, okay, so now they're fighting for the next Mountain Drake. We see a hook coming in. Rusty Panda does engage. We see a huge fight breaking out. Teleports coming in. Is Copy going to go down? First to go down in the fight. There's still Wow, Potato Monster hitting from the back. Dead Corporal chasing Vanquisher down. Is this a 1-for-1? No, it's a 2-for-1. Is it going to be different? Are they going to change the tide of the fight? Nautilus is running for his life, Vanquisher. We see the Potato Monster ulti on General Kenobi. It's a 2-for-2. A huge fight breaking out. It was insane. The teleports. They're still even. It's still a 2-for-2.
Well, but Copy did manage to steal that Drake. Copy did manage to steal that Mountain Drake, so that was a big play coming in from Copy. Even
that was great coming in from Copy, you know. And we see Dead Corporal fighting the Syndra here, and Emote comes out. Is he crying? Oh, and the ball hits him right in the back. That is a dead Corporal right there. A dead Corporal.
I mean, Caitlyn now has 2 items completed. I like how Potato Monster has gone for more clear with that Sterax instead of going for more range with that RFC coming in. So it'll be pretty interesting. Let's see how this game pans out. Crixus also has 2 items completed on meanwhile I'll stop at that. There's an engage coming in on top side. Rusty Panda will just be burst down so bad. Now they're trying to turn to Termi. Termi will pop his hourglass, but he will die as well. That is a 2-for-0 trade in favor of Gatekeepers, and they should be looking to divert their attention towards that Baron. There's ping bean issues. General Kenobi is there nearby. It's very risky to do a Baron in front of a decent. Decent can come in and steal at any point. He uses a Q to get side. He will scout a bit of the Baron, and General Kenobi with another Q. He does steal it. He does steal the Q, and now he will happily die for it. But a brilliant Baron steal coming in from the side of STR. Dragoon coming in.
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely nail-biting. Gatekeepers closed down, took away 2 members from StormRaiders, proceeded to do the Baron because of their Mountain Drake pickup that they managed to get from the previous skirmish. But Dragoon with the Lee Sin, that is what you have to be careful of. Never ever try to take. It's confusing because Lee Sin didn't get the dragon earlier, but Lee Sin came in with that steal. It was too quick for Copy to get that Baron to secure it. That is insane. Now 3 members, and what? A Crixus just go down from Potato Monster with that sniper shot. Oh wow, that's the Indian sniper right there. That's the sniping god. Twice we saw that. Wait, and a stun over the wall and a flash coming in from Katarina bot. They are trying to take away the Baron buff. The only one that has it now is Dead Corporal, but Venom is fighting Dead Corporal right now. The minions are gonna hurt too much. A tower goes to Gatekeepers. They turned that around. They lost the Baron. They didn't care. They didn't care at all. And we see the stun coming in from Katarina bot. She throws everything in onto Termi, but then she uses the ulti to keep herself safe. But the trap from Potato Monster does stun Termi. He goes down. Gatekeepers is sweeping the competition right now. 3k gold difference. They are taking this game into their hands. From all of this, they managed to secure 1 tower, and now they're going to secure the tier 2 in the mid lane.
Oh, that's such a good fight. That was such a good fight. Termi betraying his own brother didn't stop the ulti coming in from Potato Monster. They are going to fight after the game, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was Gatekeepers coming in from game 1. They're playing really well. You can see their mentals are not being affected. They're still very strong mentally, even though they lost that Baron buff. The team that was stealing Barons yesterday got the Baron stolen from them today, but they replied with an equal aggressive play, taking Baron buff off everybody, and it's just really nice. That Corporal the only one carrying that Baron buff, like you said, and they are able to stop that Baron play as soon as it begins. So brilliant stuff from
Wow, Katarina bot is playing amazing right now, you know. They tried to stop her in the early game, but you just can't. That Syndra was just blooming with confidence, just totally owned that lane. So now we see the rotations happening at top. Oh, Lissandra gets silenced by Venom. Venom hits the tower to show who's boss, comes out. That is another tower for Gatekeepers, 4 towers. We see Copy coming in very aggressively, finishes Lee Sin off with a beautiful sweep. His ultimate had some assistance from Potato Monster. We now know him as the Indian Sniper. Wow, Potato Monster is displaying so much skill right now, showing what that ultimate can do. This is what you call small calculations that Gatekeepers is doing to get ahead, catching StormRaiders off guard. Now General Kenobi is going to fall off. He is, because Lee Sin is just that kind of champion. How StormRaiders is going to come back from this, they got to play very, very careful, because Gatekeepers, they're absolutely wrecking it right now. 5 towers to their side. They knew early game they were too slow to close down. They were too slow with their team macro. And now they're just changing it. They're changing it up.
Big ups to Copy this game. Big up. He had 2 of his buffs stolen away from him early game. He still manages to keep his mental strong, and he's still very equal with Lee Sin. I think he's ahead of Lee Sin at this point. Yes, he is. So brilliant stuff coming in for Copy. They will take the 3rd Drake as well very comfortably, and that's a 5k gold lead coming in. So this is for the first time in the 2 games we're seeing a 5k gold lead, and it's coming in on the side of Gatekeepers. STR really need to step up the game.
Insane. You know, we were constantly looking at both teams being so even. It's 26 minutes. To me, when it hits 30 minutes, it's the late game for me already. And right now, we're almost transitioning into the late game. Lee Sin is about to fall off, and this is not good for the side of StormRaiders unless Dragoon can pull out an amazing catch with, you know, the outflash and all of that insect kind of mechanics. It's gonna go good for them. Lissandra doesn't have as much damage as compared to Syndra. Syndra has now picked up a Banshee's Veil. She has a Morelos. That's just gonna stop Mundo. That's gonna just protect her from the damage that Lissandra is gonna dish out. So ultimately, to kill Lissandra, it's gonna be hard because no one can jump on Lissandra. Lee Sin is not strong enough to jump on. No one can jump on Syndra. Lee Sin is not strong enough to jump on the Syndra. Copy already has that Triforce. We were talking about it earlier in this game, that once the Syndra has the Triforce, he becomes unstoppable. He's just gonna have to build like tankier items, can be mixed with damage. It's gonna be good. They're now clearing another ward. We see the zombie ward come out, great for vision. Looking at the vision scores, wow, Rusty Panda is still doing his best. You know, he has the highest vision score still, even by 1 point. Rusty Panda is trying his best. Oh, and Mundo does get caught. All the balls are going directly on him, and that is a finishing ulti coming from the Garen. That was for Demacia right there. He took the life of Dead Corporal. What is STR going to do now?
STR is so far behind. They really need a game plan. They really need to come in strong, and they really need to hope Dragoon can actually steal another Baron from there, because Mundo is the only front line they sort of relied upon, and Mundo was sort of just merged out. Dragoon coming in to try to do another steal.
Not again.
Copy will secure that Baron and get a kill on Dragoon. So definitely this is looking very bleak for STR, as Gatekeepers will now start knocking it.
You know, I would say the beautiful thing about the South Asian community is their strategy. They perform macro so much, team macro so much faster as compared to what I've witnessed in Southeast Asia. And look here, they are utilizing that Baron buff. Copy did not want Lee Sin to steal that again. He secured that Baron. There is a DC coming from the side of StormRaiders. Let's just take a breather and talk about what just happened at Baron. General Kenobi, he flashed in, he tried to smite that Baron. It did not work for him. Copy secured it. Copy, like you said earlier as well, he got 2 buffs stolen, 2 blue buffs. He only got the 3rd blue spawn, and he's just absolutely killing it. You don't see what has happened like in the other matches from different teams, where the junglers just shut off, where they just end up farming for ages and just not doing anything. Copy knew what he could do based on his items and the standings of each of his teammates. He kept close to Syndra because he knew Syndra had that damage. Beautiful gameplay from Gatekeepers. As for StormRaiders, I felt that, you know, they prolonged too many things. It was also hard for them, you know. We can't just blame them for not being able to carry out that team macro, because right now, Gatekeepers, they're absolutely killing it, and it's really hard for StormRaiders to come back. Now they're just, with the Baron buff, on the side of Gatekeepers, I don't know how they're going to stop this. It will have to be a great misplay from Gatekeepers where they take too much tower aggro and Storm Raiders will capitalize on it. What do you think?
Well, it's looking very, very bleak for the side of Storm Raiders. They have taken the middle inhibitor. They are knocking out the bot Nexus and the bot inhibitor turrets. It's definitely not a pleasant sight. 21 to 10, almost a 10k gold lead. I don't think Storm Raiders might be able to fight out of this. I think they should just uh, recollect their thoughts and look at how they change strategies next game, because from the way I look at it, Gatekeepers might just close this game sooner than we expect. 10k gold lead is just too massive. Syndra has so many items, she's doing so much burst damage. Caitlyn at the same time, oh, I think she's at what, 75%? Yeah, she's on 75% crit. She has that RFC, she has that static shape, so she'll just be clearing waves, and she can just be taking down the turrets from a far off range, and Night's Vow to protect her as well. Things are looking very bad for Storm Raiders, and this game I would really respect Copy's mental for turning things around. Meanwhile, Karen is also doing a pretty good job up top. What are your thoughts on the game from this?
So, what Garen did that was so unexpected for us was build a Tiamat first, and then next he built an Executioner's Calling. So, he didn't complete either of the items. He instead built a Triforce. And we've seen the Triforce Garens in solo queue. They are so annoying, so sickening with all of that damage and speed coming out from them. So he gets that Triforce, has Mercurial Threads, and that's going to help him against all the magic damage coming out from Mundo, from Kaisa, and even from Lissandra. And now he's building what I think is a Dead Man's for that extra speed. This is very unorthodox, and if he was behind, he wouldn't be able to build this at all. It's going to be a struggle for him. He wouldn't have been fed because of the pathing of the items. Now we are back in the game. It is now it's the second inhibitor going down, but what? Dead Corporal has disconnected, and Termi is asking for a second. Is this actually okay? It's gone way past the 20-minute mark from what is supposedly given to each team. Only 10 minutes of waiting time. Not sure what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure since we're in a delay, the game is probably over already. Wow, they're going to get 2 inhibitors. Storm Raiders they're losing 2 inhibitors. That's not great for them. They still have the Baron buff. I think it's over. I think it's actually over for Storm Raiders. I always like to think that some games are comebackable, but if this is comebackable, I'll be lost for words. That it'd be just too much, too much for me to be able to handle.
That's very true. We're still in pause time, but this pause should at any moment. Like I said, it looks very hard for Gatekeepers for Storm Raiders to sort of turn this game around, and it's even harder for Gatekeepers to sort of throw the game at this point, because they've actually fought pretty well. Ours been called out, and we will rest the game pretty soon. Let's see how this game ends.
Yeah, we see all the R's, and we hope. Woo! And now it is unpaused. Brilliant. So, I love this. I love this from Gatekeepers. They took 2 inhibitors and they thought, okay, you know what? We're not going to be able to end it because we're low on mana. We're low on, maybe some of us are low on health. We're going to just recall. This is what you call great team macro, because they set a plan and everybody does it. Not one person wants to act like the hero and go straight in for the Nexus or whatnot, go in for a fight. Brilliant. There is a sneaky ward in the base of Storm Raiders. I don't know if they've seen it. When this happens, you usually need to drop all of the vision wards, take out any sneaky wards that they can use to backdoor your base. Now that everybody has reset, looking at the items, Syndra almost has a Rabadons, but the 2 lollipops, the 2 needlessly large rods, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt big time for anyone on the side of Storm Raiders. The Knight's Vow coming in also from the Nautilus is going to connect to the Caitlyn. That is great. You know, it offers a bit more sustain for both. And we see Venom trying to hit Lee Sin on the head, but he does manage to get away. He is the God Fist Lee Sin after all. Now everybody is just going to push the top lane. You see, wow, Xin Zhao is coming out of the base. He's going to be slightly late. We do see the Elder Dragon is going to... Sorry, not the Elder Dragon. Another dragon is going to spawn. Wow. I think this is game. I think this is actually going to be game for StormRaiders.
Yes, and they're knocking on the doors. They will try to siege at this point. Potato Monster is able to poke them out with the Q. They do manage to take down the turret. And now the whole of the Nexus is open. They are now trying to take down the third inhibitor as well. So another Mega Minion wave sort of comes in. And at this point, it's just looking very bleak. Rusty Panda does land in a hook, a desperate attempt for the fight coming in. The fight is turned around, however. Katrina Bot lands. Katrina Bot does get a kill. Venom will also get a kill on the Mundo. Crixus is fighting for his HP. He will die as well. And that's everybody dying on the side of StormRaiders. And we are going into game 3. GG.
Beautiful ending, you know, Potato Monster, he had brilliant positioning, Katarina Bot as well. Everybody on the side of Gatekeepers, they finished that very smoothly, pushed all lanes, utilized the Baron buff. Pure, brilliant team macro. So now one game, the second game has been won by Gatekeepers. The first game was won by StormRaiders. We will be going into game 3. So do stay tuned. I'd like to tell y'all, don't forget to subscribe to Legion Gaming India's YouTube channel for all the subsequent broadcasts, which is this channel you're watching from. And they also have regular gaming content with some of the biggest names in gaming from around India. So thank you so much for watching this. We'll be back shortly with Game 3. Follow the tournament progress on www.legion.lenovo.com. I'm Apollonia, and with me was Anthracite. We'll see you the next one.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion League of Legends India tournament. Wow, now we are going into the third game of the best of three. Both teams, Gatekeepers and StormRaiders, have one game under their belt. This will be the deciding game. My name is Apollonia, and with me is Anthracite.
Hi guys, welcome to the game 3. It has been a very nail-biting series between these two teams. First game, second game, both were sort of close games. You can't really pick a favorite like I'd expected coming into this. And we see a Galio and we see an Akali being banned out on the side of Gatekeepers, and we see Xinjiao and Cho'Gath being banned out on the side of STR. Cho'Gath definitely, they're not allowing them to play Cho'Gath. Venom is just a one-trick Cho'Gath. He loves taking Conqueror and then just being a nuisance, and in the end he's so fat he's almost unkillable. Copy played a mean Xinjiao, so banning away Xinjiao from Copy is very understandable. And same goes for Galio and Turtle. Third ban coming in, definitely the Blitzcrank. You can't let Jahid Alam pick up Blitzcrank. He's the best Blitzcrank on the server, and the new buff coming in to the Blitzcrank's hook range, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. Massive how Blitzcrank players can benefit right now. And a Ryze being banned out, so again they don't want Potato with that fancy plays on the Ryze. You saw him turn games around with the Ryze. He plays a very Korean meta sort of a Ryze, where the whole team sort of plays around your ulti and you can just teleport into objectives or teleport into ganks. Is just too much of a nuisance to deal with. What are your thoughts on bans?
As of now, we can see StormRaiders, they're going to ban out the Ryze. I think that is a target ban, probably to the mid laner or the top laner. Venom and Katarina bot have been playing extremely well. In fact, everybody on the side of Gatekeepers, there was a huge transformation from game 1 into game 2. So I think now they're being more conscious of what's going to happen. Copy did get a very good award-winning Baron secure that helped them just close the game in less than 2 minutes. So the Xinjiao is definitely going to be banned because of that. The Blitzcrank, you can't give Rusty Panda the Blitzcrank. He's an insane and very dominant support. Galio also, Tommy played that very well, helping the team macro and all of that. And Akali is a target ban. Looking at this side of Gatekeepers, they did first pick the Hacker Rim. I think that's going to Copy, because Copy, he's the kind of jungler that if he's comfortable on something, I feel he will deliver. And he has been showing an amazing display of concentration. He doesn't tilt. He gets 2 buffs stolen and he's still going to do something. So the poor guy, but I would like to see him on the Hecarim this time. It's going to be great. Caitlyn and Morgana. Caitlyn was an insane pick for Gatekeepers the last game, and I think now StormRaiders realize that Caitlyn is, the go-to, and so that's why they're going to secure that with the Morgana. Morgana is perfect for Rusty Panda. He has played Morgana a few times in this tournament. Beautiful, excellent bindings are always hitting. Just a great pick for StormRaiders. Syndra is also going to be taken to by StormRaiders. Syndra was played on the side of Gatekeepers last game. It was very strong. Katarina bot was just tearing people down left and right on that Syndra. So overall, looking at the picks, I quite like it. Potato Monster now on the Tristana. I think that's pretty much to, people pick Tristana against Caitlyn. It's going to help combat that range difference. So what do you think, as well as the second pick ban phase coming now?
I mean, a Morgana and a Caitlyn bot lane is just so annoying. The amount of poke they have, they can just keep poking you out of the lane like nobody's business. If Morgana lands a bind, Caitlyn can just follow up, land another trap on the bind itself. You get binded, you get trapped, and then you just die. So it's a very high potential kill lane. But at the opposite, you do have a Tristana and a Nautilus. Both have sort of an escape mechanism, both have sort of an engage mechanism. So it's going to be very interesting. We see Garen being banned out, so definitely they are respecting that Garen play coming from VXC Venom. He is very annoying. And we see a Jax being banned out, so Jax does extremely well against a few set of champions. And I don't think Venom wants to deal with that. So a Fiora also being banned out, and a dead Corporal Rock will be handed over the Darius. It's a very big nuisance on the Darius. He's a very mean Darius player. So let's see how they reply to this, because a Darius can really turn the game around with his ulti. If he gets one reset, he's just popping people after people after people, and it's massive. A Tryndamere being picked up. Okay, so VXC Venom is known for playing. I mean, he has played Tryndamere before, and a Tryndamere is a champion with which you can just keep split pushing. And we are back to the lobby. I think there's a DC coming.
Yeah, not to worry, everybody. We'll be back shortly with the game. Stay tuned.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion India League of Legends tournament. We're so sorry about that. There was some technical difficulties coming from one of the teams, but now we are back in action. They will continue the same bans and the same picks right up to the second pick phase. So we just wait for that to happen. We're looking at, the common bans, the Xin Chao. They don't want copy on Xin Chao. They don't want Rusty Panda on Blitzcrank, Termi on Galio, Akali, specific target ban, not too sure what that is, and Cho'Gath. Oh, Cho'Gath is definitely for VXC Venom. He played a mean Cho'Gath in one of his previous games throughout this tournament, so we can see why that is going to be banned out. And we see the last ban rise. I think that is towards Katarina bot, the highest elo player out of both the teams. So what do you think what do you think Gatekeepers' plan will be right now to secure another win for themselves?
Gatekeepers really need to play like they played before. Focus on the bot lane, focus on their rotations, make sure Copy doesn't sort of tilt too much. Copy plays it pretty well, and with the same amount of picks and with Hecarim, we can expect just more aggression and more initiation coming from the side of Gatekeepers. We did also see Tryndamere being picked up. So Tryndamere is definitely a threat. He's a massive threat when it comes to split pushing, and he comes to just decimating comps. So that is something with which StormRaiders need to really deal with. Picks and bans wise, who do you think looks more strong when it comes to a team fight?
Judging from the first 3 picks from either side, I think it can go either way. Hecarim is someone that definitely works better if he's coming in from flanking. You can't have Hecarim run straight up into the team. He's gonna come into a fight later, same like how Kha'Zix works or how Master Yi works. But but one good thing about Hecarim is that he can be played as a tank as well, and he can be in front because his ultimate is very, very useful. So I would like to see if the Hecarim is going to go for more of like a team fighting build or that flanking one-shot build. For right now, I can't really tell. But looking at the Morgana and how Rusty Panda is going to be on that Morgana with that black shield, that's going to change. That's going to change the way STR is playing. And right now, I don't know what to expect from Gate K because I haven't really seen, Potato Monster on the Tristana. I haven't seen Copy on the Hecarim. So I have no idea what to expect for Gate K as of now. But for STR, it's looking pretty solid. I kind of know more of what each player is capable of bringing. And one thing I like to say, the Darius pick, I'm looking forward to that. Dick Corporal on the Darius.
I mean, Tristana is very strong as an AD carry. He's just so strong, and Potato does play a very mean Tristana, so it's definitely we're going to see how this pans out to be. Katrina, about picking up that Oriana, so both sort of solo laners unconventional, and we see a Darius pick up from the side of Dead Corporal. Dead Corporal plays a very mean.
Yeah, he does. He. Wow. Okay, I could believe that because Dick Corporal has been showing a lot of consistency. So now we see both teams. They're choosing their loadout. We're gonna see a whole bunch of skins and all of that. That's my favorite part of tournaments. I just love looking at skins. This. Wow, I don't know how to feel about the Tryndamere pick, but I'm excited for it. Like what you mentioned about Venom on the Tryndamere. It's going to be exciting. Katarina bot is definitely on a pick that is a lot more passive as compared to the first two games. Oriana is more of a passive farmer in the early game, and even in the mid game, she's more of like a supportive but deals damage. Katarina bot needs to get her items. Like Oriana needs to get her items because Oriana needs them to scale. She's just not naturally. She doesn't naturally have a lot of damage like Vega or Syndra, if you get what I mean. I don't know how Oriana's going to stand against the Syndra, but it's going to be battle of the balls for both sides. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how Hecarim gets himself a hit. So far it only looks like Darius is someone that he could potentially kill together with Tryndamere and Syndra in the mid lane as well. So for the other side, for General Kenobi on the Javan 4, I think the Tryndamere is someone that he has to shut down pre-6. He has to shut the Tryndamere down. And also just set the Oriana much more behind, get Termi ahead. That's what I feel. For the bot lanes, it's going to be, the typical farm fest kind of thing.
So that's the thing. Darius, right? He's running a ghost and a flash. That means he's going to be very annoying, very fast, and that's going to make Hecarim. It made it even tougher for Hecarim to sort of gank him. Hecarim is going for that ghost. He's not planning to take that ignite, so he's not looking for a high kill potential. He's looking to be more aggressive and more late game sort of a based Hecarim. It's like a double-edged sword. Might work, might not work, but I'm pretty excited to see how this game pans out to be. So, Hecarim, I feel at this point should sort of concentrate on Tryndamere's lane early on. He does need to give Tryndamere that breathing space he needs early on. But once Tryndamere is up on his farm, oh, it'll be so annoying to deal with him split pushing. He can just keep split pushing like nobody's business. Venom has played Tryndamere before, and Oriana again. Oriana, if he puts the ball on Tryndamere, Tryndamere goes in, you can just get a free ulti in between four people. So Oriana Tryndamere is a really good combination as well if you come in a team fight sort of a setup. I'm really excited to see how this game pans out to be. Apple, what do you think is the win condition for
Looking at the win conditions for both sides, for StormRaiders, I would like to see them get a catch with the Morgana binding, the J4 engage, and also the Syndra's extended stun. I like to see a lot of catches, and if they do catch one, it's basically over for Gatekeepers. If the Tristana gets caught, the Oriana, Nautilus, Hecarim, if they get caught, it's over for them. As for Gatekeepers, they have a more of a different style of playing where they got to extend their fights. They got to wait for the cooldowns of STR to be down, then they can fight. Then they can fight it. They're more of like a DPS damage kind of thing. So Tryndamere would definitely have to flank. So I would like to see Hecarim on a slightly tankier build, because I don't think Hecarim should go on that one-shot build, or else it's going to be a little bit too tough for them. Just the Hecarim with the Triforce, the Cinderhulk, and the Starux, balancing the Deadmans, balancing damage and tankiness. That's what I would like to see on the Hecarim. But these teams, like how Venom went Tiamat, Executioners, and then a Triforce on Garen. I don't know what Venom is going to pull out. Is it going to be an AP Tryndamere? We have no clue. We are about to get into the loading screen to see all of the keystones and probably figure out what these teams are about to do. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It is Legion Gaming India's YouTube channel. All the broadcasts will be here, and they have regular gaming content with some of the biggest names in gaming from around India. You can also follow the tournament's progress on legion.lenovo.com. So, Anthracite, I'd like to ask you, what do you feel about all these keystones and what you see? I do see the fleet footwork on Caitlyn, but I think that's fine. Darius is running that Conqueror. So he wants, yeah, he's not running what's that called? Phase Rush. He's going for Conqueror instead. That's why he's got Ghost as well, so that he can catch up to his opponents.
That's very true. We see Tryndamere running that Grasp of the Undying. He's choosing to play safe. He definitely doesn't want to do a Conqueror fight with a Darius. Doesn't make sense that much. Uh, Looking at others' keystones, it looks pretty standard to me. Oriana will want to just keep poking Syndra. Picking up that Aerie does also give her a bonus shield to survive when Syndra sort of does decide to burst down the Oriana. Caitlyn Crixus has played a lot of Caitlyn in the past. He's known for playing Caitlyn, so I'm really excited to see how he pans out in the bot lane. Giving him a priority pick is very interesting whenever Storm Raiders does it, and Crixus has usually shown that sort of carry potential he has as.
Exactly. Sorry, pardon me, because of the weather change and everything. All right. So looking at the Javan 4, General Kenobi, the way that he has been playing has been very, very unpredictable for me. I just hope that on this J4 it's a little bit more focused, and it helps his team in getting ahead and working around a lot more team macro. So Gatekeepers, I feel that their picks is more mid to late. It's going to take a while to scale. That didn't work for them the first game. I don't know if it's going to work for them in in this third game. The second game they had a pretty good pressure in terms of the early game. As for Storm Raiders, I feel that this is a very classic Storm Raiders pick. It's beautiful, actually. Looking at Storm Raiders and all of their champions, nothing should technically go wrong. But how the games pan out will determine it. And right now, we are in the game. We see the customary pause once again. Will this ever stop? I don't think it will.
With LoL India, never. It's never going to stop. We sadly play on a server which is not our own. We play on the SEA servers, and depending on the ISP, each of us faces a problem with the SEA server at some given point in time. It's very unfortunate, but it is something we can't play around. R has been called out, so both teams will start the game looking at level 1 scenarios. I don't expect, I mean, there definitely could be sort of cheese play coming in from the side of Storm Raiders, but it can also be answered from the side of Gatekeepers. So, what are
Hmm. You know, I don't know. Wow. You see, it's very confusing, like considering the past two games, because they were always so even, If this game, I'm expecting it to be very even. But looking at the side of Storm Raiders and their picks, I don't think it's going to be even. It doesn't go for Gate K. But I could also be wrong, I could most definitely be wrong as well. Now we see everybody at their battle stations. We hear the very loud and booming vision here, pings. They're going to try to get deep wards into each other's jungle, as we know, so that the junglers will have an easier time pathing, or so that they can scout the enemy junglers pathing. Hopefully, Copy does not experience losing two buffs again. I would like to see Gatekeepers work on that aspect of their gameplay. You know, it's not good for their jungler to fall behind and they expect anything out of him. What more, he is a Hecarim. Hecarim is crucial on getting that early game dominance.
So that's some sportsmanship showed by both top lanes. They just danced over it, and it's looking like a very interesting game, honestly. Um, I think there is a spectator.
I there was a bit of a lag on the spectator side of it. Hopefully we can get back into the game slowly. Usually this happens, you know, ping connection and whatnot. So we see that both junglers are going to start at their red buff. It's going to be a good game. Hecarim takes that very nicely, very cleanly with a good amount of health, and so does Jarvan 4. So I wonder if Morgana and Caitlyn is gonna cheese this at the bot lane, but no, they don't. Gatekeepers is extremely safe. So I feel that Copy should be getting Orianna ahead. You know, shut down that Syndra early. For Jarvan 4, I like to see him in the bot lane and in the top lane to get their Darius ahead. What do you think for the junglers? What their plan should be?
I mean, they should look at the Darius. Ooh, that's a crit coming in. Nice crit coming in from Tryndamere. He is trying to annoy Dead Corporal a lot. Good Tryndamere players are just so annoying. I'll be very excited to see how this game pans out to be. Both junglers, I feel, at this point can rotate any lanes they wish. Ooh, Venom just dealing blows, trading blows with Dead Corporal and just eating away from the queue of Dead Corporal. So definitely Tryndamere is working very well against the Darius.
Absolutely well said. Katarina bot, you know, he's CSing. Looking at the CS scores, Katarina bot always never fails to amaze me at like how well he CSs and, you know, takes control of the lane. So that's someone that you guys should watch out for. On the side of StormRaiders, everyone, you guys definitely, it's Rusty Panda. You know, now that he's on the Morgana, you can see the dominance immediately on the bot lane. You see that dominance coming out from Rusty Panda, the zoning coming out from the Morgana pool. Crixus is farming safely. We see Tristana, she's suffering, and that's what I call a good support. When you make the enemy AD carry suffer, you're doing your job. But unfortunately, Rusty Panda gets hooked. They're going to close down Rusty Panda. He has to flash out. Ignite is popped on the Nautilus, not much health. I think that's an even trade, but it's definitely much more beneficial for Gatekeepers because they still have the flash on the Nautilus. Rusty Panda had to get rid of everything.
I mean, most definitely, the Ignite being burned from Rusty is a very controversial decision, I feel. And I think we are going into pause, or there might be a spectator bug. It was a pause. The game has been unpaused. We going back into the game, and it'll be just really interesting to see how it pans out to be. So Orianna has started with the corrupting potion. He really wants to be able to spam his skills. We've seen Katrina bot start on the corrupting ocean with a lot of champions. It does give you better 1v1 potential as well, and it does help you scale a lot as well. Venom and Dead Corporal will be trading some blows, but it's a very stagnant drop lane coming in for now. We do see Hecarim showing his presence up top. There is a ward which will spot him, and he will back out from there. So Apple, what are your thoughts on this trade?
I like the way that Tryndamere is playing, you know. He's definitely showing that dominance, CS dominance as well. Venom knows what he's doing on Tryndamere. You are exactly right. He knows how to play Tryndamere and what he's going to do. General Kenobi is very near. We might expect to see a gank at the top lane. And we see a hook coming in on the Tryndamere. He spins out to safety. Is General Kenobi going to be able to engage? No, he decides not. He's going to back out of that. Syndra is roaming, putting out wards. It's good. You see wards all over the map. It's pretty even amongst both teams. And Katrina bot is really low on mana. Tell me does not successfully hit that stun. Wow, it's still a very even game. Even early game for the first 5 minutes.
That's very true. The lanes are very interesting top. So looking at the CSD, definitely because Caitlyn has been out poking and just pushing the lane. So there's a minus CSD building in. Venom and Dead Corporal will fight top. Dead Corporal will pop his ghost. He knows it's level 5. And VXC Venom does flash away from it. Dead Corporal will go ham. Will he land the kill on EXE Venom? Will the last tick take him down? And it does. First blood coming in from Dead Corporal. He knew he had to kill him before level 6, and he just manages to do it. So brilliantly played by.
Did you watch that very slow death where Trindamir's pot was trying to keep him alive, but unfortunately it didn't happen? We're going into another pause. There seems to be a huge problem with connections. Do bear with us, guys. I hope that everything will be fine. So I just like to point out, they were constantly banning that Darius and not allowing Dead Corporal to play it. Now, this one time that they do leave it open, Dead Corporal just gets a lovely first blood in the top lane. Now that's going to set the pace for him. The fact that Darius has Ghost and Flash, he's looking to kill. He's in a kill lane. He doesn't want to rotate or anything. His goal is to make himself fat. So that does not look very bright for Gatekeepers. They have to stop that Darius, most definitely. As for both the junglers, still pretty even. Copy is actually ahead in the CS, in the area of CS. Copy is going to recall. It looks like everything's going to be very slow for both junglers. Termi with the harass in the mid lane. Wow, I did not expect First Blood to actually be in top lane. I thought it would be in the mid lane.
I mean, you had to kill Tryndamere before E6. He is farming pretty well. He's putting a lot of pressure on the Darius. It was very needed. However, does put Darius a little ahead, but Tryndamere doesn't suffer. He isn't an early game champion. He's that late game threat. He's that split pushing nuisance, so it doesn't take away much. He's planning to play a tank Tryndamere. I have not seen this happen before, so it'll be very interesting to see how a tank Tryndamere plays.
Yeah, that Bami Cinder caught me by surprise. Like, what is that? What is that? Venom again with the unorthodox item builds. We see the Darius is definitely showing a lot of dominance. I think Hecarim might be caught in this. Jarvan 4 engages with the EQ combo. The stun coming in from Termi. We see Darius running in. All the balls going to be thrown onto Hecarim. He sadly does not make it out alive. That is unfortunate for Copy, He goes for the Bami Cinder first. It looks like Copy is actually going for that tank build. It's going to be hard for him. Katarina bot is going to get caught. Rusty Panda with the roams again. What is Rusty Panda on? He's always ganky. He's always rotating. That's what you have to be afraid of. Rusty Panda is very comfortable on the Morgana, and it's showing. That is not good for Gatekeepers right now.
That is not good for Gatekeepers indeed. He's very comfortable on that Morgana, definitely not banning out the Morgana against him. Not a good decision, has put them up ahead. Termi will be able to get the first plating in the mid lane, so a nice lead building up for Termi this time. He was behind the last game, but this game he's up ahead a little comfortably. Copy will take away his red buff, and with that Copy becomes level 6. Krix is freezing the bot lane. He's sort of punishing Tristana even more for sort of pushing. Rusty with the rotations, and Krix is being able to farm so well under the turret is so nice. Venom and Dead Corporal Rock will trade a few blows with each other, but Venom decides to not engage. He will be happy to just farm.
Wow. We're looking at the goal difference. Gatekeepers, they're not having a great time at all. Right now, it is for StormRaiders. They have the game in their hands. Termi is playing really well. He's getting ahead of Katarina bot. This is the first time that we see that Termi is actually beating Katarina bot. He had a tough time. And Orianna, he's a good player. He's a really good player. But it's nice to see Termi come back. His mental has not fallen. He's going to make this work for StormRaiders. Dead Corporal also on a very good comfort pick for himself. He's showing that dominance. I have no idea what to expect from Venom. Everyone says that Venom, it's common for him to do something like this. Overall, the bot lane, it's still even, very much even. Caitlyn has the upper hand in terms of the CS. Rusty Panda again with the roams. I don't know how he does it, but he always finds the right time to roam. You see him now securing that bit of vision in the river. He knows what he's doing. 100% he knows. And right now, I'd just like to see that Hecarim would be able to, pull off a successful gank. But right now, it's not looking bright for him because StormRaiders have great vision. If you look at the minimap, great vision across the whole map.
That's very true. Darius just pushing the lane again and again under Venom. Venom, however, with that Tryndamere should be happy to farm waves under the turret. Tryndamere does have that advantage where he can just comfortably farm waves under the turret because of the E and resets from the auto attacks. So what is interesting for me is Potato Monster. Potato Monster is known for playing a lot of Tristana. He is a bit behind right now, but he's holding himself very well against a very heavy lane. Late game Tristana does have that bonus range over Caitlyn, so it is going to be annoying for Tristana. For Caitlyn, the later the game goes, and Tristana can offer more burst. We see a Luden's Echo being picked up by Termi so early. He's definitely ahead. 10-minute Luden's Echo. Oh, that's very, very scary.
Yeah, and we see the Rift Herald is going to the side of Storm Raiders. General Kenobi successfully takes it. That is good, you know. If you're able to take one dragon or a Rift Herald by yourself, that is a huge advantage for your team. So good job to General Kenobi. We see a pull coming in from their corporal, but sadly nothing is going to happen right there. A little bit of vision control coming from the side of Gatekeepers, but they do get stunned, and Hecarim engages with the ulti, but it's going to take a turn. Rusty Panda again with that roam, securing the kill on Hecarim. Rusty Panda is absolutely killing it right now. Wow.
And with that, they put Termi through a 3-0 lead. They're also going to pop that rift mid, trying to take that mid turret as soon as possible. Termi's been playing very well this game. The burst that Syndra has right now is extremely, extremely scary. And now with that, they secured the first turret at the 11-minute mark. So Storm Raiders with much, much better macro play.
Exactly what you just said. So now the Herald just got popped in the mid lane. Storm Raiders secures the first tower in the game. That's brilliant. That's all playthings going to Storm Raiders. And now moving on to the Dragon. It is a Mountain Drake. It's going to be great for pushing objectives. It's going to be great for the team macro as well. So Crixus coming in, helping to get the Dragon. Is it going to be successful? Yes, it is. The first Mountain Drake goes to Storm Raiders. Copy tries to get a gank off on Dead Corporal. It's not gonna work. It doesn't look great for Gatekeepers. You know, in the early game as well, the early parts of this match, we did say the Gatekeepers has a comp that needs that early push. But I don't think their picks allow it. You need Tryndamere to be ahead. But is Hecarim the correct jungler to get Tryndamere ahead? No, it's not. They should have picked something different in the jungle. There's too many scaling characters right now on the side of Gatekeepers. And for Storm Raiders, one of them which takes a while to scale is only Caitlyn. So they got the early game champs, and they have Caitlyn to secure their late game. So we'll see how this plays out. It's just not looking great for Gatekeepers, in my opinion.
That's very true. Morgana and Caitlyn, they have Morgana with the rotations is sort of giving the lead, transferred it to the mid lane. We also see 2 assists on General Kenobi. He's going for the tank build definitely. With Jarvan, I don't think the DPS build is much stronger recently. The tank build is something which I always appreciate with the J4 because it makes him, it keeps him sort of viable even late game. Dead Corporal might have completed his first item. He will be looking to get the items, and the game is still pretty much even though there's a 4k gold lead. The scaling champions on the side of Storm Raiders, on the side of Gatekeepers are more. So from where I look at it, it's still pretty much even. You still don't know what to expect from that Tryndamere. He is going a very unorthodox build. He's building a Sunfire game. I don't know. This is one sort of a Tryndamere play I've never seen before. So it'll be very interesting to see how this game.
I think the plans for Dead Corporal is definitely to split push because he is not running teleport. He could come in for fights and everything. And what do we actually see? Vanquisher getting caught out by Storm Raiders, and yes, Vanquisher unfortunately gets caught out by Storm Raiders. That's not great for them. Now they're going to secure their second tower and maybe their third tower at top. So the second tower is most definitely going to go down. Gatekeepers is not in a good place. But what is this? Dead Corporal is fighting Copy. He gets a solo kill on Copy. Big yikes. What was that? Copy did not respect Dead Corporal. He had a Triforce. That's when you know Darius is absolutely strong.
Oh my god, that was a really nice play coming in from the Darius. He just, with the Triforce, he just dealt so much damage. He was able to confirm that kill. coming in, and Dead Corporal, he's just too comfortable with that Darius. You can't let him pick that Darius, and he's just showing. Copy not respecting that definitely, and Darius he's just putting good work of him. So Gatekeepers right now falling behind a lot. It's almost a 5k gold lead coming in for Storm Raiders at 15-minute point, and Storm Raiders with a very dominating.
I agree 100% with what you have said. So, looking at all of the different all of the goal difference and everything, Storm Raiders has this game in their hands, and it's only 15 minutes. Now they're showing dominance in the early game that we did not expect. The first game, it was dominance by Gatekeepers. Second, it was even, mostly to the side of Gatekeepers. And now this third game, it's completely in Storm Raiders' hands. I feel like after the first two games, they understand how this is supposed to play this, and they realize that they got to stop Copy, or else Copy is going to do things around the map. This Hecarim pick is not working in the favor of Gatekeepers. We see General Kenobi having a swell time. 003, he has been around the map, having half of the participations, and he also secured that Rift Herald alone. General Kenobi is playing great right now. We see Dead Corporal engaging with the pull. He's going to put some harass on Venom. Copy is coming back in, but he turns around. Is he afraid? It looks like Gatekeepers is afraid, but Dead Corporal does not care. He is stacking everything on Venom, and now there's a stack on Copy as well. Here comes the Oriana Ball. Dead Corporal did not see that happen. Meanwhile, there is fights happening in the top lane. Permy taking some damage from Potato Monster, but absolutely obliterates Potato Monster. What the hell was that? Vanquisher goes down. Okay, so Storm Raiders lost one of their members in bot, but they took 2 away from Gatekeepers at top. That was a good trade, in my opinion, for Storm Raiders.
Well, 2 at top with a turret, that's a definitely extremely good trade. Venom will try to do some work on this turret, but I don't think well, there's nobody rotating bot, so he might be able to secure this turret. Who knows? But definitely very well played from the side of Storm Raiders. They're showing exceptionally good macro play this time around, and it's a very dominating fashion. A 6k gold lead building up, and it's just looking scary at the 70.
Absolutely. Storm Raiders, they are now pushing their lead. We're seeing the team macro that we wanted to see in the previous game. We were also talking about how 2 of the same types of Drakes stack very well. Now this is the second Mountain Drake. If Storm Raiders, they do manage to get this Earth Drake for themselves, it's going to allow them to carry out the team macro a lot more. I place the most importance in the Earth ones, so it's going to be great for them. And we see that they are starting the Dragon. Gatekeepers has no idea. Their AD carry, meanwhile, is at top. The mid is still in the mid lane. They've decided to give this away to Storm Raiders. I think it's going to be hell for Gatekeepers right now. If Storm Raiders keep up this kind of pressure, they can close the game before 25 minutes.
Well, 2 Mountain Drakes means that the Baron falls faster. There's a Baron coming into it. Meanwhile, General Kenobi landing a combo on Copy. He's too far behind enemy lines. Dead Corporal will miss that pull, and Copy will ulti out of that. So definitely they are very scared of the Darius at this point. Darius is very far up ahead, and they just don't want to deal with that Darius. They just run away. The push, the sieging from the side of Storm Raiders is really brilliant.
Exactly, we see Tummy camping in the bush over there, and the binding hits from Rusty Panda. Oriana's going to go down because Crixus is now the sniper. Wow! So Crixus secured that kill with his ultimate. Beautiful binding from Rusty Panda. This is what we are expecting. The Storm Raiders, we know the Storm Raiders working with their strengths and not messing around, because they want to secure this last game for themselves. They want to get to the finals. They want to win.
That's very true, and brilliant play shown by Storm Raiders. They are very dominant this game. It's like I'm watching a completely different team this time around. Tormy really stepping up when it's needed. Coffee meanwhile trying and engage down bot lane. Dead Corporal, he's just fearless. He will grab all 3 of them. He's going in. He will land the kill on Vanquisher. And Venom taking in a lot of damage. Still has his ulti though, will remain alive, and it's a 1-for-0 trade. Brilliantly played by Gatekeepers. A really nice aggro something I must say. Meanwhile, Dead Corporal going in ham. He will deal a lot of damage, and Venom will just have to back off. Still has his ultimate though. So, but meanwhile, StormRaiders just able to secure.
Exactly. On paper, what StormRaiders is capable of from each individual on each of the individual abilities, that is exactly what we should see. How they're playing now, it's like a completely different team because this is what they should have been doing since the start. Maybe it took a while for them to figure out their picks and bans, their whole draft, but this third game, it's very satisfying to see that StormRaiders is pushing their lead. They're showing a great amount of team macro. Orianna does pull out the ulti, I'm not sure. Katarina bot, is he a little tilted? Maybe. 0-2-1. Gatekeepers is not having a great time. Everyone across the board from all different roles, it's not a great game for them. Right now, it looks like StormRaiders might actually have this. Let's keep in mind that Baron is also up. If Gatekeepers manage to do a turn on this Baron, it can help them. It will benefit them in trying to come back because everything is, comebackable.
I mean, comebackable is something which looks like a struggle because your Tryndamere is someone you rely on for a lot of damage and he isn't pulling off that damage. Meanwhile, StormRaiders did start off that Baron, so it is a bit scary. Gatekeepers in no way to reply to them at this point. They do know the Baron's happening. Copy will come, Rusty Panda will pop his ultimate that fast. Copy will run away from that, and Baron very nicely secured by STR. Copy will have to ulti out from there, and it's just a Baron with no kills coming.
Yeah, comebackable, I'm not too sure as well. So you see the Baron, oh, there's an engage on Copy. We see the Morgana binding coming in. Crixus just completely finishes the kill off on Copy, and we see Syndra getting altered by Katarina bot. The American Sniper flash and heal is not gonna work. J4 does finish the kill. I think this is... No, people are falling left, right and center. Only Tryndamere is left alive from the side of Gatekeepers. I think this is GG. Was that a flash BM coming in from Crixus? He flashes over the wall, too excited to get that tower. Now they're getting the inhibitor. Are they actually going to close the game?
They might as very well close the game. They have the Baron buff, 4 people are dead, and Venom is not in any state to protect the towers right now. Crixus, he has too much range, he has damage, and he'll just be able to take the turret down. Copy does come up, he can't find a flank. Dead Corporal will pop his rose. They are knocking on the second Nexus turret. Termi has tanked too much, and Venom coming in with their undying range. He will go on to Termi, but he won't be able to get a kill. Shutdown coming in for Potato Monster though as he takes down Darius. But they continue knocking on the second Nexus turret, and that's a flash coming in. Katrina bot does take a lot of damage. Termi will pick up that kill, he's legendary. It is game from where I look. Tristana gets Termi gets another kill on the Tristana. Vanquisher is very low. GG's are the cause. Crixus will confirm, and our first finalist winning the series 2-1 are Storm.
Exactly. Congratulations to StormRaiders for making it to the finals. This is the end of the first semi-finals, best of 3. The next one will happen shortly in about half an hour. So don't forget to subscribe to Legion Gaming India's YouTube channel, which is this channel you're watching the broadcast from, for regular gaming content with some of the biggest names in gaming from around India. Do follow the tournament progress on legion.lenovo.com. We'll be back in a bit with more matches of the Rise of Legion India League of Legends tournament powered by Intel. So do stay tuned. The second best of 3, it will be White Shadows versus Demos Force. So do stay tuned. I'll see you. My name is Apollonia, and with me was Anthracite.
Think she can't get a last-second clutch? Watch this. Think he can't carry his team while streaming in high resolution? All the while recording a once-in-a-lifetime win? Watch this. Think leveling up only happens in-game? Watch this. On Intel Core i7, they'll rise to every challenge. Now it's your turn. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.